Right there. I never said that life was fair.
Hello. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I was listening to some stuff and was just being nosy. So I was listening to Liz, whatever his name is, Lindsey Graham. And he on there begging about send money and do this and do that, and it just had me just rolling all over on the floor, laughing my ass off. And it just dawned on me, it's like these motherfuckers got 10, 12 figure bank accounts. They didn't cut all these programs. And they asking for money. I don't get that. But I had a few minutes, and so I said I'm gonna just go live and see if anybody want to hang for a second. I was getting ready actually to head out, but then my car didn't start, so now I gotta wait for AAA. So I guess I'm gonna sit here for a second, gather my thoughts, hit this AAA app, and go on and get my day started. I suppose. I mean, my day been started, but I don't know. I just thought that was crazy as shit that man was on there damn near crying, asking for money. And I guess that's just the way society is. All this shit we done found out about. And I was on the phone arguing with my phone bill people. And I just thought this is, I'm not worried about it. You know, it wasn't a thing. It was their mistake. And I'm just like, I got to keep going through all this kind of BS on my end. We supposed to pay our bills. They want to tell you you're part of the company and you're a family. But the moment something go wrong, they got every goddamn excuse in the book. You got to get a procedure. You got to fill out paperwork. You got to do this. You got to do that. But damn it, let you owe them something. They going to stop all your shit. So I know I am not the only one. Not even where I'm sitting. That done had these conversations with your folk. Saying, why we keep doing this? We just sit in little groups. We talk about how it is. We all come to the conclusion that, yeah, it's fucked up. But what we gonna do about it? We have found out the most heinous shit. Possibly beyond anything anybody has ever thought somebody could possibly do, because, you know, you got compassion, empathy, sympathy. Hello, darling. Hey, brother. How are you, sweetheart? Good to see you in here, honey. You have all this, and you hear shit like that. And we just, you know, Super Bowl Sunday. And I was just telling my other half, I was like, damn, it is a Super Bowl. I was like, wait a minute, didn't we just have a Super Bowl last week? Where the fuck is time going? We stay so caught up in this chaos, in this fear, in this bullshit. And then we have moments of happiness, moments of joy. And then it's back to the bullshit. My parents have talked about it, your parents, their parents' parents, their parents' parents' parents. Hey, sister, we all didn't have these goddamn conversations, but yet we're still here. So what we gonna do? What we gonna do? We say start in your community, start in your own house, and if everybody's house is in order, why we still fucked up? Somebody lying. And the folk they keep blaming for the majority of the fucking chaos in this world happen to look like me. And most of the people that I fuck with, we don't do none of this shit. We don't even think about shit like that. We trying to figure out when we gonna have the next family reunion. We trying to figure out is who come in when we go take the kids to the zoo. We saying who gonna pick the elders up. But y'all figuring out ways how y'all can fuck somebody. So if all our families are doing this shit, and we have family members that are doing the opposite, we all, you know, we all got them. We're not going to sit here and act like everything is hunky-dory, because we got everybody of every walk of life in every family. Every family, if it's more than one child, or, you know, in any family, if it ain't just you. You got your thugs, you got your niggas, you got your bougies, you got your bitches, you got your stoners, you got your droids. Every family got it. But when shit get fucked up, it's probably that drunk that's gonna help you out while you was talking all that shit. It's probably the one that be out there hustling that probably got those ends you need. Then you gonna call them, but you talking shit. Nah, honey, we got to do better than what we doing because we supposed to get better, but we regressing, and I'm not understanding it. We all on the same page, at least on some things, but yet we're still here. I had told y'all I had some things going on with me, some health issues, and I told you that my family's been through a lot, and with health and death, again, as with every family. We have I have my bunnies who have lost family members, and we've been right there for them like they have been here for us. We've had wonderful conversations with a brother of a certain age, with Keeper, with Miss Murph, with me and mine, with Grown Man. I've had great conversations with Star, Binary, Shakim, P. Had wonderful times with Beautiful and Ray. I've been here for a minute. Seen a lot and heard a lot. I've said a lot, and I meant every fucking thing I said. How you took it was up to you. And when you didn't like what I said, you showed me. And I responded. I see the same people saying the same thing, doing the same thing. I don't want to go back. I want to keep moving with the people that I've said. And if I haven't said your name yet, it's probably because, I'm talking the way I'm talking. So if you were any other sector and you run across me and I've said, hello, darling, and I got up on your panel and said, hello, who I am, and nice to meet you, this is for you guys too. A lot of y'all that I have met that I really enjoy. And then my name came up in some sectors. I've had apologies. I've given apologies. Where am I going with this? I'm not going anywhere with it. It's just shit coming to mind that I'm just speaking. You know, I want to say that I'm free-ish now. I'm free-ish. Because I want to be here with y'all. Because y'all be pouring so much on me and I be taking it too. And then I want to pour it right on back on you. And then I see shit. And I be like, oh, damn. We was vibing and then this shit got to come back up. We say we gonna do this. We say we gonna do this. We gonna do... Nah, come on now. Come on. The moment somebody get pissed off, we're going right back to day one. So I gotta say this. I'm gonna keep coming live when I feel like it. Raw B, honey, her, oh my goodness. She's doing stuff in the Discords. So I'm digging that. I haven't been over there in a while, y'all, but I've been getting a little notices. So my days are going even better than I could imagine. So I hope everybody's day is going like that too. Like I said, I gotta get on this AAA shit. I'm gonna get this. I think we're gonna have to end up just going right around the corner of the Firestone and buying a damn battery. But you gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm just gonna tell y'all. I keep saying I'm tired. I ain't tired no more. I am not tired anymore. I'm so beyond sick of being tired. I'm so beyond that it ain't nowhere else for me to go but up. It ain't even no bottom. I've reached the bottom. I don't think you can't take me no more further. It ain't nothing you could tell me that can take me further than the shit I have seen and heard over these last few years. Am I desensitized? To a certain extent. I just feel like, the tears just don't matter anymore. I hear everybody's opinion about why this and justifying that, and when it actually really comes down to it, if you think about it, it's not complicated. It really isn't complicated. But when you start rigging shit so you can have a little bit more, that's when it becomes complicated. Because it's easy to do the right thing. It's when you start putting obstacles into that easy task. When you make excuses of why you can't feed someone, even though everybody who pays taxes has put into this system, but somehow, some way, they ain't got no money for reparations, but they got monies for other countries. And then this motherfucker said he want the IRS to give him $10 billion, and Bessie said, oh, I just got to sign the check. But y'all ain't got no money for the motherfuckers who built this bitch. My mother's mother, my mother's mother's mother, my mother's 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 mother, my mother's 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 mother. See, we can keep going back and forth with all that. We can talk about how they labeled us and made us the queen of everything, the king of everything, because we the kings of the deadbeat daddies. We the welfare queens, but yet, our children, what do they do? Didn't they just have a graduating class with was nothing but black folk? Just had that, and then what they start doing? Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Can't have that. And then they tell you that the degrees you do have now are worthless. And then you have the President of the United States do what he did. Even though when Barack and Michelle, when they had the White House, we know what we know. We saw, we heard, and all that stuff. So I know I'm all over the place, y'all. I know I am. But you know what? Hey, go back and listen to it a little bit at a time, and maybe you can figure out what the fuck I'm saying and where I'm coming from. Because I'm pretty sure I am not the only one feeling like I'm feeling. No reason why grown folks shouldn't be able to have a good conversation. It absolutely isn't. It absolutely isn't. Especially when you have grown folks that understand what really is going on, and we just want the bare minimum truth. All of this line just complicates everything, darling. We're not getting that. Why do we have homeless people? And I don't want to, something else I'm tired of hearing. I'm tired of hearing it's complicated. Ain't nothing complicated. They made it complicated. It's complicated to get your shit back, but it ain't complicated to turn somebody's lights off. You owe me money for this. It's complicated. But you was able to get that. Even during the pandemic, you was still able to function enough to get the money out of our accounts to continue paying those bills. But then when you don't have the money for it, dang. So they started teaching us this when we was in school, how to manage a lot of shit. You see how, remember, once you got to high school, junior high, you had all those different teachers and all those different subjects, and that teacher didn't care what you had to do in that teacher's class because she expected you to do what's going on in her class. No excuses. And then they want you to be physical. You got to stay physically fit. This is a different type of shit right here. And the fact that they can look at anybody who is black, look them right in their face and accuse them of doing some shit. And don't do this shit. Don't be doing that. I don't want to hear, well, it's only some black people. It's only some white people. I don't give a fuck. We know what we're talking about. We're not doing that juvenile conversation anymore. We know we're not talking about all blacks. We know we're not talking about all whites. It's too many of us that are trying to do right for the shit to be as fucked up as it is. So that just makes me think it's a lot of lip service. Folk say they want to do right, but then when shit get wrong, there's excuses. So I'm just saying the same thing I didn't said at the beginning for these past 15 minutes. I just said the same thing over and over again in different ways. That's all I got. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Y'all excited for the Super Bowl? I'm not much of a sports fan at all. I watched it. I didn't even watch it last year. I just sat there and kept rewatching the Kendrick shit. And you can tell by my wall, I love me some Kendricks. And then there you go. There it is again. You know, that other shit start popping in the back of my head. You know, we listen to these celebrities. We like their music, but do we separate the music from the person's actions? And I think a brother was talking about that. Listen to R. Kelly's music, but not dealing with R. Kelly. Is it a conundrum? I just don't know, y'all. I just don't know. I mean, I know what I know, and even that don't even make no goddamn sense anymore. So, let me get my vibe back, because that shit just brought me all the way completely down. And especially since I'm sitting out here and it is a gorgeous day. It's wonderful. It's so beautiful. And I was telling my husband, I was like, you know what? The store is like a 5-minute walk from here, and I've never walked down to this store. And I was like, you know what? Let me go on and take me a little walk and see how I feel. You know? Maybe I'll run into a neighbor or two. You know, because you get in your car and you just go. Driving where I could just literally walk down there. And it's beautiful out. So, I guess that's about all I got. Unless somebody want to come up here or somebody put something in the chat. Y'all know I'll get down in the chat and then just be staring up at Snoop with his looking like somebody's auntie too. So those of you who have who came in, a brother of a certain age, my sister, Keeper, Slander, and those of you that are up in the clouds just checking me out, seeing what's going on with me. Thank you. Just a second, darling, and I'm gonna be right there with you. Ooh, dang, wrong thing. My bad. Which one is it? Yes. You know what? Nope, because if I don't do this and I know what's gonna happen, you know what? I'm not gonna put the banner up so somebody will come up here and say, hey, put your banner up. No, I'm just playing. I'm just looking for the little banner thing, honey, and then I'm gonna bring you right on up. Is that it? Nope, that shit ain't it either. Oh, there we go. Sometimes you just gotta scroll. Hello, darling.
Honey, Sunny, Bunny, what's happening with
you? You, darling, you. How are you?
Yeah, you sent out the call. You sent out the boring bat signal. So, I just happened to be driving by the neighborhood, decided I was going to stop on in and, come help boring up the place a little bit,
Well, let's bore their asses to death, right? Let's bore them to death.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's get them. Let's bore them to death. Oh, man, you know what? I done went through all this trouble. Hold on. I'm going to set up my back. There we go. Oh, I'm in the circle. So, all right, I'm looking straight ahead. I got my monitor so I don't be off to the side. Hopefully my audio is up to standard with things. Oh, let's bring this mic up closer. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't need to. So we're broadcasting. I'm just waiting for things to...
Hey, I'm
there we go. There we go.
Yeah, I'm digging that. Like
I'm in a delay. Oh, yeah, I'm broadcasting. I'm on a small space station outside of Jupiter here, broadcasting live from that through the uplink. As you can see here, we're trying to form a quantum singularity to see if we can shift or Jupiter using a dimension. I'm gonna get into all that technical stuff later. Let's just say we're moving the planet a few feet to make some room,
Okay.
for some things we got going on. So yeah, I was listening to you. Is this a part of the boring sector over
Yes, it
here?
is, darling.
Okay. Oh,
Absolutely. Going all the
cool.
goddamn way.
Yeah, no doubt. Because I was gonna try to come up with something on my own, but I'm just like I said, you know what? I'm panel hopping this weekend because I didn't have too much going on. However, I did happen to listen to the girl. What's that girl? Glorilla and her sister going off for like 5
Oh,
years.
Lord.
Man, she went
Mm,
off and on and on and on. And I was going to talk about that. Everybody's heard it, I'm pretty sure by now. And some of you
mm-hmm.
might have seen the spoof impersonations, which I found the girl B Lynn, she does one hilarious, with the magic marker drawn on her face and
Oh,
everything.
no.
But man, let me just be clear with this. We all grew up in the house together. We were all that's fine and good, but I don't owe you nothing. I didn't create the condition we grew up in. I didn't cause the condition. I was right there with you, getting the roaches out the cornflakes. So why are you going on this 8 hour rant about what somebody needs to do for somebody else? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more so, that's that's mama's fault. Mom and dad, that's their thing, But I did see homegirl, she came back on, and it looks like with her doing some of this ranting and raving, she's picked up a couple of dollars. I see she went out, bought a gold chain, and she was talking about some of the money she got. But my whole question is, how much are you gonna share any of that with your ketchup sandwich eating siblings? Now that you got a couple of dollars, how does that
Mm-hmm.
work? Or are they entitled to what you earn? I mean, I'm interested to hear other people's points of view, especially yours. What is your thoughts on that? I mean, definitely.
And you
I'm
don't owe
interested in hearing
anybody.
that.
You don't owe anyone anything. You are not obligated because you are a family member to because you come up. You are not obligated to do anything for anyone. Now, to me, it seems like the person who has done the least in the family, is the one who's always screaming the most. Because we don't know what was going on between them. When she was trying to come up, did she ask her sister, hey, could you run me here? And she'd be like, nah, fuck you, bitch. Get your own ride. But then she didn't never want to be with her when she was trying to come up. She had every excuse, but then when she finally made it, now you owe me. No, no. Then on the other hand, it's this way. Whatever family dynamic that you have, the person who actually does make it or the person who comes into money, it's not an obligation. They want to give to their family. They want to make sure people in their family are good because if I'm good, you good. Does that make
Yeah, no
sense?
doubt.
It's a
That makes
difference.
that makes perfect sense. I mean, that's all day I heard. I was just you know, checking that out. Wait a minute, I think I'm a little hot on this level. Yeah, all day long I was just thinking about that, man. Just listening to her rant and rave. And then I heard her brother say, yeah, and if y'all want to get any interviews with her, y'all, you need to talk about at least 5 bands. And I'm
Mm.
like, all right, well, good. This is a good opportunity for you to do your own thing. I think the sister has, I think she has some charisma about her. And I think that she could probably do a podcast on her own. Of course, you can't base it on, I want my sister's money, but I think she should just go do her own thing. What I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand is that why aren't you with your sister in some capacity as far as like being her road manager or something where you're employed by her, to make some
Mm-hmm.
money. And then she said that she could just give us, what did she say, 25, was it $2,500 or 10,000? Which figure did she say
Honey, I
that
didn't sit there and
she
listen to all that bullshit. I got the
yeah,
gist of it.
but it wasn't an extreme amount of money. But my whole question is, how is that going to change your life? Like, is it just the thought of it? You want a few $1,000s, for the thought behind it? Or I just don't understand the entitlement. It's not like, and I would even say this, it's not like your sister hit the mega millions and then, $50 million just fell into her lap. She literally worked for what she got.
And
She
in the
went into the booth, she recorded, she had to develop her image and do all these things. I don't understand why you're entitled. I mean, if she would have said anything like, yo, I produced her first demos, I spent my
Hey
money,
Lorna.
something, you know.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree. Again, when you and then to me it seems like the people again, and I think it goes back, and I don't want to make it a black and white thing. I'm going to make it about us because this is us. And when I say us, I'm saying us, black people, most of us. I'm talking about like what I said in the beginning, us. This us. God damn it, I got to make that shit clear. It seems like in our families, again, when somebody comes up, it's that entitlement that gets me. And a lot of
Hmm.
times when we get money, it's because someone has passed on. And that's when we really see it. And I
Yeah.
said this before, death is either going to either bring a family together or it's going to tear a family apart. Because those very people who were not there taking care of whoever has passed, or, just always coming to get a plate and don't never want to bring nothing, shit like that. Then those are the people that said, I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to this. Well, if that family member, I'm gonna put it like this: if I wasn't fucking with you in life, don't come to my funeral. Do not come. I don't want you to resolve your guilt. I don't want that. Do it to me while I'm here. I told my sister I got 2 pictures I gotta take. The first picture is gonna say, because everybody know I say this. The first picture I gonna have a look on me like, what you doing here? And the caption is going to say, what you doing here? And then the other one was gonna be like, no, I'm just kidding. Come on in. So that's what I was gonna have at my funeral, because I told you if you're not messing with me in life, why come? Why come to me in death?
No doubt. And you know what? And I noticed this too. I was going to talk about at some point. Death brings out the worst in people. I've talked about this in the past. You know, I've seen like literally my aunt is dead in the floor and her sisters are arguing over who gets her china. And
Before they
I'm
even
like,
passed, I mean, on
yeah,
deathbeds, people doing this.
yes.
It is so
And
ridiculous
it's
to me.
and this is why, like I said, I had to get, you got to get your estate together. My thing is going to
Hmm.
basically say to the lawyers, like, lock the front door. Like, no, nothing leaves this house, because
Hmm.
that whole he wanted me to have this, nah, if I wanted you to have it, it's written down somewhere. But it
Yeah.
brings out the worst in people because they start fighting over money. And then what kills me is, I mean, I've seen this at least 3 times in my own family where these elders will work breaking their back at the steel mill
Hmm.
for 40 years, buying homes. They came up from down south,
Hmm.
and then you're fighting over stuff at the funeral over cars and jewelry. And then you turn around
Exactly.
and Nana's house done got took on a tax lien. I done seen this 3 times
Exactly.
in my family. I'm riding by, the house is boarded up. Like, what in the hell happened? 6 adults living in this home. Y'all couldn't come up with $1,200 a year. Like, where they do that at? So it's crazy. It's just these priorities, man. It's messed up. Everything's
Yeah, I
not a
just
dollar sign.
right. And luckily, as far as my siblings and with my sister and what's going on, luckily we all have our stuff, our insurance and all that stuff is all kind of it's put together. But like you said, it's the elders, our elders that we have lost, and that have come up from down south and then built our family up and everything, that bought homes and all this other kind of stuff. And oh man, it happened in our family, happened in my husband's family, and it's just like, golly, you know. And now after everything is finally settling down, it's the same people who was right there at the beginning still there, and then the people who felt entitled, we don't see them no more. We ain't where they at.
Nah,
Where they at?
that's crazy. Or my biggest one I used to see a lot happen. Here it is. Uh, Granddad and Nana, was in the house, or whatever. He passed on. Funeral, everything went great. All of a sudden, you got the 2 uncles and the one auntie living with Nana. Nana passes on, and then everybody's scrambling around asking about insurance, things that nobody really took the time. And you find out, oh man, her policy expired in 1996, and
Mm-hmm.
now there's no money because nobody paid attention to make sure when she got ill, was her premium still being paid, because nobody cared enough. People was just, hey, I got a room in here, I'm living for free, I'm eating off of her and granddad's pension. So now look at us. And then, like I said, subsequently we lead to the home being on the chopping block. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
again, I'm just kind of piggybacking off of what it sounded like earlier you were saying, like we basically the theme was we got to do better, so
Absolutely. It just don't make
and
sense to me. It just doesn't make
mm-mm.
it. We can speak, we can articulate, we can do this, we can do that, but we still here. We didn't seen Jesse Jackson, we didn't seen Malcolm X. I mean, what? Come on. I don't have any answers. I don't. Because my
Yeah.
answers are simple. My answers are cut a check. Cut a check. And then we gonna, oh, it's so complicated because you light skinned, you dark skinned, you from Trinidad, you don't know who your people are. Look, you go in there, you look black. Bring a cop in there, and that's the cop. Is this person black? Put a target and say, would you shoot this person? Then we'll know for sure who black. That was fucked up to say, but hey.
That's hilarious though, because you're right. Like I listen to some of these conscious Hotepians. They like to talk a lot. Then they want to divide further into what's black and well you came from an island and all. I'm like, bro, we don't have the luxury to keep dividing things up. It's bad enough as it is. So now, it's the white folks out here with the targets on their back from the government. Some black folks are saying, hey, we sitting this one out. Some black folks are, saying na boo boo. Now you know what we felt like. I look at it though like this, and this is my feeling is any Americans getting shot down in the street by law enforcement, when it was happening to us, I can't believe people was just like so nonchalant about it.
Exactly.
As though it'll never happen to me. I'm like, yo, in no way, shape, or form should your government be ever doing that to anybody. Should have been the outrage. But like I said, we look at things now through a partisan lens. Now we say, well, those are Democrats, or those are leftists. And I'm sitting there going, man, at the end of the day, y'all human beings. You know what I'm saying? So how can you? So you could just put a label on somebody and say the life is zero at this point. I'm like, you need to check your humanity, I told my conservative right wing MAGA friends, I told them, I said, yeah, it's all great. Y'all celebrating. I said, yo, you up next, because it ain't got nothing to do with what side of the aisle you on. It's got something to do with being rich and poor, and they gonna come for your asses next. Is you in line. It's just right now you're supporting their agenda. And it's no talking to those people because you're not going to convince them to see anything another way. Anytime. Go ahead.
That's not the conversation. That ain't the conversation. That ain't the conversation that I want to have, because that's all we talk about. I want to know, why is it we talking about this and not talking about these people are eating babies? These people have been doing this since forever. Warren Beatty, Playboy Mansion, that's the 70s.
Yes.
Eugenics. They talking about eugenics. They're talking about being Mossad. They're talking about this tiny ass place in that other country. They running what's going on here. Why do they have fair health care and we don't? Why are we giving them money and we got homeless people? So I don't give a damn about all of that. I don't give a damn, because that's been going on. I don't give a damn about that. Why all these, remember the milk cartons? It went from the milk cartons to Walmart billboards. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. I'm proud to say it. But somehow, all these 20-some years that I've been a conspiracy theory, a lot of that shit then came true.
Yeah.
Y'all just now seeing it.
That's a great way to bury facts. You can bury. Matter of fact, if I wanted to hide a fact, I could just create a conspiracy around the fact and then just put it out myself.
Exactly. And that's what works. And then what it comes down to, what are they actually doing? Baal, Satanism, Christianity. And now this what always got me about religion. I remember the day I was sitting in church when I said, I ain't coming to this no more, because this don't make no sense, because you supposed to be telling me what I'm supposed to be doing according to this, but yet I'm seeing you doing this. You don't live around here. You going over there. Somebody need a light bill paid, but you said pray about it. But you need this money in your pocket to pay for your Bentley. So no. See, they done twisted God, Lord. So there's a superior being that I believe in, that I don't know what the name is. Say Yahshua. Some people say something else. It depends on what you believe. What I believe in, there's something bigger than what I am, and I do not understand what it is, and it's not meant for me to understand. I'm just supposed to do what I'm supposed to do, which is be kind to others, respect others, Be compassionate, be empathetic, be sympathetic. That's what I'm supposed to do. And in turn, then people will treat me like that. But that ain't how it works. And so then you got to get gutter on a motherfucker. And you got to meet a motherfucker where they at. You understand? So I'm not just Teresa. I'm not just DMO. I'm who I need to be when I need to be her. And I talked to a very lovely woman that got me to understand that. She helped me understand who I am becoming because I'm in a loop. I was in a loop. And it took me talking to another woman who understood, to understand I am who I am when I need to be her. I'm not just one person.
You hit, I was trying to count when you were saying be respectful, be compassionate. When you was running it down, I think it was 5 you named. And then you said, if I do that, people will treat me the same, hopefully. I'm going to tell you something. You hit that. That was very profound because when you get into religion, that opens up a battleground for arguments, you know, and I think two people arguing about religion is a fool on both sides. You understand what I'm saying? So I think what you just said can be applied to anybody's life. You don't need a belief system to practice those 5 tenements. And that's where I stand with folks when I see people going with the religious versus anti-religious argument. And I say, man, damn, can y'all at least be nice to each other? You know what I'm saying? Can y'all treat each other with just a thing of mutual respect? Now, of course, human beings, they want to argue, you know, but I said, man, the religion does what it does. It depends on whose hands it's in and that they control the power that it wields. Like at one point, it was a group of folks over here in the crops, picking crops in the fields because somebody said the religion said it made it that way. And then after we escaped that kind of bondage, there was some folks that among us that says, I need a Learjet, not only one, but 2 of them in a Bentley because I'm wielding this power. I'm telling you that for some reason, I'm better than you because I'm highly favored or I'm anointed or whatever word you want to call it. And so I'm being blessed. But like you said earlier, they're being blessed with your money, but when you have a problem, they tell you to pray about it. But when they got a problem, they tell you to dig deep. And I know you got $10,000 in your account.
Exactly.
So I look at people like this, man. Those 5 things that you mentioned, I'm like, yo, make that your religion. Make that your way of life. You understand? Then you ain't got to worry about getting caught up and being broke with somebody taking your money and telling you that there's this supreme being demands that you break yourself so they can live this lavish, luxurious lifestyle, but telling you to wait to get yours in the next life, you know? But again, like I said, if you are a religious person, man, be diligent and study. You know what I mean? Study deeply, live and breathe it so you can understand, and you ain't got to sit there and listen to somebody preaching to you, patting you in the head, telling you a good sinner, but give me your money. I got my hand in your pocket the whole time. So just have common sense, you know, with whatever you're doing.
And that's the other thing I was talking about. I was dealing with this phone thing, and I've been dealing with this phone for quite a bit. And I'm at the point I said, just take all your shit back. I don't give a damn. Oh well, you own it now. I know I own it. What the fuck? Put some money in my account. And I was like, and I don't want to hear about trust me. We're a family because family is the first person who will fuck you. So stop telling me treat me like a family because when I have a problem with your company, I ain't family. All this trust me and all this other kind of bullshit. The fuck?
Word.
Family be the first one that fuck you. So hell no, I don't want you to treat me like family. Hey, beautiful, my love. Now see just how quick you can change just by seeing somebody that you care about. Can wipe away, can take that frown and just knock it the fuck. Be like, oh wait a minute now, I can't be sounding like that talking to beautiful. You see what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You know, see, I get to stutter. My family know that I get to stutter, and it mean I need to shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Go ahead, darling. You got the floor.
Yeah, may we continue to have more of these boring conversations.
Absolutely.
But here's the funny part. You know, we say
White
that.
grape used to that.
We call it the boring sector, you know, but in reality, I hope everybody that's listening within the sound of my voice understands that's just sarcasm. You know what I mean? There's nothing really boring about what we're doing. This is a normal, adult, mature conversation. You know, it's boring because we're not yelling and screaming at each other. We're not dragging each other's kids at this very moment. You know, we're not disparaging each other's looks at this moment. So, so some folks, in a way, a bit of a sarcasm, would find what we do as you know, boring, as they say. Like I used to get, when I used to do my speeches, I used to get called that, like, oh, that's boring. See, he's boring. You know, they'll say, oh, that live was lit. You know, and there's no shade to folks that dibble and dabble, because we all dibble and dabble in the effery from time to time. It's no shade or no shame in what you do. It's just that you know, over here there's no need to point a finger at the other side. You know, we could be boring and that's fine, you know. But you know, after a while, you know, you want more. That's why it's kind of quiet around here. I see somebody actually had a live schedule. I saw a thumbnail saying something about this particular sector, and it didn't air though. That's the only thing. I was waiting for that to come on, because I do tune in from time to time. But it's 2026. We trying to do some different things, create some new conversations. You know, have that little adult thing. And I'm gonna tell you a secret. A lot of people want to hear this. They want common sense. They want common logic. But, you know, when you with your friends, you can't really say it out loud because you're going to look uncool. So I get it. You know, I really do get it. But we're going to try to keep this going. I'm going to try to put in some more installments. You know, we got you know, Mrs. Murph, brother of a certain age, holding it down. You know, so it's a few of us out here. Like I said,
yeah, last call. Oh, sorry, honey. Last call and Joe. Don't forget them too.
Oh yeah, Josephine, and yeah, last call. Yeah. You know, I didn't see until Slander posted that. I didn't even catch that that live. I want to tune into that show to see to hear the whole show of what it's about. I see they had a bit of an interruption. You know, that happened.
Lord.
You know,
and you're gonna get bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That kind of bullshit. Nobody got time. You're gonna get that. I'm sorry, honey. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's cool. But see, like I said, that's what I like about Mrs. Murph, because when the person hit the panel, she already said, look, this is what we not doing. This ain't happening over here. Because you see, she had got some visitation too, and she kind of shut that down and steered it.
Absolutely.
You know, she shrugged off that interview, that interview, and she just basically, she let it play itself out for 30 seconds, and then she went right back to her show. So that's what we doing over here. We done already did 2025. We're not going to do 2025 again.
And like I said, you're more than welcome to come up and chill. Come on over here and chill with us, you know. Just act like you got some home training.
Yeah.
That's all.
Have that different conversation for once. Like, Lord Jesus, it's the same, you know, the same four people saying the same thing every day. Like, good God. Like, you could watch, if I could pick any one of your shows, and I'm hearing the same information, you know, maybe we might need to switch it up a little bit, but that's okay. No, by all means, I'm sorry, because people are going to say I'm implying that you should be doing something different. No, I'm going to continue to be that change and go do what I got to do. And then you can stay where you at, do what you got to do. But some of us, we want a little bit more, so we're going to take this thing in another direction.
That's what we doing. And you see Miss Murph taking off. When she goes live, we right there. And I appreciate y'all coming in when I go live. So, you know, I don't be saying nothing. This ain't a show. This is a place where grown folk can come over and chill. And whatever we talk about, that's what we talk about. Everybody is responsible for what they say. But this is my shit. And if you bring this shit to my shit, then the part that I'm responsible for, you're not going to do that shit to get it started over here in my shit. As long as that's clear, we good.
Yeah. Yeah, when I turn mine on, I already said, look, when I get my panel going, it's like, we not talking about I don't care what sector you come from, conscious, black, whatever. We not doing that. We not going sector specific. We're not name dropping. Because if you've already been on 4 panels where you called the person a BAS, this, that, explicit, filth, flaunt, filth, then there's no point in you doing it here. That's a waste of my time and a waste of the audience time. You know, there's plenty of panels for you to tee off on a person on. We trying to do things a little differently. You know, that's all.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna put everybody's comments up as we're talking, so I don't want you to think that I'm quiet and I'm doing this. I'm doing both.
No, no,
So
no. By all means, I'm over here trying to find some video settings, which I should have done before I got on. My camera's kind of hot, so I was like, man, I got to get into the settings. But I saw you going. I said, I don't want her to turn off. I want to like at least come on there and yakety yak for a little bit, you know. And so I'm sitting here now, I'm like, man, for the life of me, I can't find these settings, but that's okay because I'll figure it out. Probably as soon as I sign off, it'll come to mind. And that's all right though. But you know, I can talk, I can multitask, I can talk and do this.
honey,
You
you
know,
know we do that. We'll be
yeah,
on a
no
live on a
doubt.
panel, mopping the floor, sweeping something, getting ready to bounce out the house, talking on the phone while you're doing it, starting the car up. We're adults. We have to multitask.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
Yo,
so
I'll be trying.
yeah,
I'm
we
tired
holding
of
it down. I mean, this is
multitasking.
the second show the weekend. You know, brother of a certain age was on yesterday.
Oh
You know, I
shoot,
came through.
I gotta catch his too.
Yeah, he was on. And it's funny because there's people around these parts. Like I heard a sister the other day say she didn't know Miss Murph was going live. I said, "Oh man, you missing out." You
Oh
know.
shoot! Also, me and mine, she's been going live too. And I have to catch up with her too.
Wow.
I know I ain't talked to you in a while, honey, but I see that you're going live. I'm so proud of you. You're starting your pottery. Congratulations, darling, my little sweetums. So I have to get that out because I haven't talked to her in quite a bit, and I don't want her to think that no, it's still the same, love, still the same. I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh no,
Make
I
sure y'all
gotta
go check
check her
her
out.
out.
I didn't know what she's doing. Pottery?
Yeah, I think her last one she's doing pottery, and you know, of course, her plants are lovely, and she's always showing things, and I'm excited for her when she does the hauls and stuff because I like to do crafts and stuff, and I know Keeper and Beautiful, I think they also like them, so you know, we look forward to those, of course.
Okay.
Well,
All
okay,
right, I
now
think
I
I
want to ask you. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I want to ask you, what do you think about them folk asking for money
What folks
with
asking for?
Lindsey Graham talking about, well, y'all got to dig deep and save him and Trump
Man, if he
from
don't
these
go sit down
attacks.
somewhere, he could take that out of that 10 billion he grifted in the last year's time. He could take that out of that. Like if he don't go sit down. But see, that's what I'm saying. That politics is also like a religion. You know what I mean? You get people that just don't know any better, don't understand how things work. Matter of fact, I call that the dumbing down of America. They've over the last
Exactly.
8 years, again, they've taken a conspiracy platform and made everything a conspiracy. Now I remember that man stood on the stage and told us that this germ that was going around was a Democratic hoax. It was something they want him to look bad, and he did that for a couple of months, and then lo and behold, you know, we got a couple 100,000 people that are no longer with us, no longer breathing. So nobody ever talked about that. Hey, remember when you did this? Remember when you XYZ? You ain't getting no apology, no explanation. So
Nothing.
these fools, hey, look, man, bless anybody that gives them a damn dime for anything. They already done robbed all of your money. They take your taxes, they throw it in the trash, they spend it lavishly, you know, with their what do you call vanity projects and such. So if you want to give these people money, like I said, man, if anything, this is my endeavor, right? I'm gonna tell you, my endeavor this year, my New Year's revolution is I mispronounced that on purpose, is you know, let me leave the social media better than what I found it. You know, um, let me say give somebody a different way of viewing things. Maybe if I can get some bits of wisdom somewhere to share. Now, of course, to anybody else, I want to say this to you: if you're thinking about starting a channel, or you already have a channel and you want to go in another direction or do better than you've been doing, or just change your message, man, just go ahead and do what you got to do. Now, what's going to happen is this: you're going to have people coming out of the woodwork like termites, talking about, yeah, you talking positive now, girl, but you was on here 8 months ago, you was cussing out somebody. Man, look, tell them to kiss your and go ahead, man, speak your speech. Because see, they're gonna want you to stay down. They're gonna want you to keep with the effery 100%. They don't want no other messages going out. You know what I'm saying? Now I can sit here and
Hmm.
say, fair is fair. If you want to deal in effery, I celebrate that. I salute you. I promote what it is you choose to do. All I'm saying is allow other people that also want to do things. If the sister want to do pottery, let her do the pottery. She don't need to hear about you want to tell her something she said 5 years ago. Obviously, she's moved on. She wants to do other things. And I know, well, you hate her guts. Okay, well, that's on you. You never seen her, never met her. You don't know her. I understand. I get it, whatever. But let people do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do what I got to do. And of course, I've heard it in the past. I've heard people say, he act like this, but then he's doing this. Like as if two things can't be exclusive. Now, if you decide to go the way that I went and you want to do some comedy or satire or whatever, diss tracks or whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it, But know this, people know what the intention is. Like everything I did in 2025 was all satire. That was nothing for anybody to take serious. As a matter of fact, I said to a few people, hey, please don't weaponize my content to serve your purpose because you want to beef with somebody. That's not what this is about. And that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to do comedy in a way where, like, for instance, if I do a Teresa song and I got her image on the screen, I'm making fun of her, basically taking something about her that was said or a narrative and blowing it up times 1,000 and then feeding it to you in a humorous way so that we could laugh. It's not, that don't mean like, oh, well, let me take this and I'm gonna tag her in it and post it on my wall because I want her to feel bad about herself. That's not what I'm doing. As a matter of fact, this year, I don't know. I'm still trying to find my own path. I want to do something else. Been there, done that, so I don't know. I dug in the crates, decided to, remix one of my old songs down or what have you. And I'm still working on your thing too.
Okay.
DMO. I'm still, again, it's like, yeah, what I'm gonna do, the concept, I'm working on the outlines. So we're gonna see what comes out.
Now, speaking with me, now you're getting a little bit more about, where I'm at and who I am. Because, I'm sure, not that you paid attention to me over the years, you know who I am and you've seen me in the chats and whatnot. But this is the first time we've ever had a conversation. And it's like, like we've been all friends, for years, eons. That's what it seems like because me and you, we never really talked or anything. You was your thing, I did my thing. But then, thanks to another lovely young woman, said, hey, try this. And I did. And I'm opening up to more people. And look what happened. Now you sitting up on my panel, we working, shit like that. So, again, I'm going to say it because I ain't said it today. Energy finds energy.
Yes.
Good, bad, or different.
That which is like unto itself is drawn.
Okay.
I just said what you said in the.
I know what you did. I think you more toward the Buddhist philosophy.
No, I just said what you said in more of a metaphysical way. Like that which is like those that are similar, that which is like unto itself is drawn. So things that are similar. What you said, what did you say? You said energy. Yeah,
you just eloquated it up. You made it a little bit more elegant.
You triggered that in me, though.
Over here.
Yeah, you triggered that in me, and that's what It's funny that we're talking about this because it's like, wait a minute, that's a part of my nature that I haven't exercised in a long time. Like it's been a long time, and I'm like, okay, you've been doing what you've been doing, but that it's it's like I work out, but damn, I never do the upper lateral pull, so my deltoid muscles are weak. You know what I mean? So guess what? I go to the gym next time, do this exercise and build them deltoids up. You know what I mean? So you kind of just what you saying that it just sent a spark, and it started me down a whole nother line of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about.
Exactly.
So, like. You turned on your microphone. I was sitting upstairs. I wrote down like 2 topics to keep in the back of my mind. But I said, let me go down and test out my lighting and see if I can make that correction, which I did. I turned down the brightness because it was like super hot. My lights are already doing the job. I didn't need any help with the software. So, that gave me the chance to come on. And guess what? I can, chew up 30 minutes here. And I don't have to go live. And now we have an installment of the boring sector with somebody, and then somebody came up in support. I tell people all the time, man, it's not as easy as it looks. Now, DMO, to the audience, could have easily pulled up an old live from last week, and she could have let most of it play, 95% of it, and she could have threw a sentence in here or there, and she could have threw the panel open, and then 4 or 5 people would have came up and bashed the same individual, and that could have worked. That would have been a show, would have got her probably 2.5 to 3 hours of content and maybe some cash apps along the way, and it would have been nice and concise. But this isn't that type of show. It's a different type of show. So I saw you on the air, and I said, man, let me come on. This helps me. I don't necessarily have to go live, and this gives me more time to kind of work on, coming up with some topics and things. Sister Murphy was on. Sister Murphy was on. You see, she was talking, I think the show before last, for the first hour. She said, okay, all right, y'all, whatever. And then I think me and the brother and somebody else came up on the panel and just kind of like, did our thug thizzle and kept that show going, So again, it's so much to talk about. Man, speaking of which, spirituality.
Before you go, I got to see, because it's a laughing emoji in there, so I got to know where are the deltoids? Where are they?
She said the deltoids. I can't really, let's just say the flap under your arm towards the rear. Somebody pull up towards. So
under your arm, I'll look it up.
Yeah,
because I think I might need to work on my deltoids too.
It's funny that everybody's Googling deltoids and exercises to build deltoids, or what have you. Well, you know what though? It's a good point. Let's look up the textbook definition. Deltoids muscle. So, okay, it's a large triangular shaped muscle that forms the rounded contour of the shoulder and is crucial for arm movement. So basically,
so that big thing back here under your arm.
It's on the front. It's this muscle right here. It's like you got your shoulder muscle. You got your shoulder muscle. But see, the thing is, right? The thing is, a lot of the exercises we do, like we do a bench press, we're working that muscle. We do shoulder press, we're working that muscle. So I always find that, and I shouldn't have picked that muscle. I was thinking more so. I said deltoid, but I was thinking, what do you call that? The trapezius dorsi. Those muscles that are like, if you basically put your hand under your arm and just folded your arm down, that muscle you're holding right there. That's what I was thinking. The traps, not flabby. Deltoid. I misspoke. It's flabby because we ain't working it. You know what I mean? We gotta do some lateral pull down, to work that muscle. It's flabby right now.
My deltoids is flabby, darling. I didn't know I had flabby deltoids.
Yeah,
y'all heard me say, hello, little birdie. I apologize. I'll be so happy when they be coming over here and chilling with me, because they over here are my little bird feeders, and he just sitting up to drinking his little nectar, and it just warms my little heart up, honey.
Yeah, dude.
Little bird.
See, the bird feels the energy. The bird is in the boring sector because the bird knows it's peaceful.
In the bird. I'm telling you, I be having so many birds over here when I be talking and stuff and be chilling. I'll be like, well, hey, little birdie, how you doing today? So anyway, I think that's just lovely when I see little butterflies and birds coming over here chilling with me. Feel like Snow Black.
But to my surprise, when I heard about these files coming out, and my main man, my Apple Scrapple, I'm being sarcastic, Mr. Deepak Chopra his name.
Oh, Deepak Chopra?
Deepak Chopra name came up, man. This fool, first thing he does is he goes and shuts down all the comments on all his social media. Then 2 days later, he comes out with this weak statement. But sir, let me explain, man. You in this letter talking to a dude that say, hey, man, you find me any pretty Israeli girls? And you actually answered that other than bull. If you said anything other than, if you don't get the F out my face with this bullish, if you didn't respond with that, anything you said, you was dead wrong. So he didn't. He was like, well, because they was talking about some little spiritual mumbo jumbo, techno babble, talking about germs and consciousness and all this. And then he said, what he answered was, he said, well, the pretty girl they do make noise, so therefore they're conscious. Like it was an off-putting statement that was just weird. And then the man said, this lady brought out an accusation on me, this 13-year-old, and then Deepak goes, so is she taking you to court? Like, bruh, yo, for real.
That's your first answer?
You saying all the wrong things. So apparently you were tight with this man. And see, the thing is, the more that we sit here, now we realize. Now I'm gonna be conspiracy with you. I gotta take your role for a second. But I look back now and I say, because we all sitting back befuddled, like, how in the hell did this man get back into the White House again? How did he pull that off? Like, with all of that stacked against you, a horrible first record, criminal charges, all this stuff. And I said, because when they put Kamala up there, and if I'm saying her name right, Kamala, I don't know. When I was in the fraternity store over at Howard, she wasn't trying to give her brother no time. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. I'm still, yeah, I mean, look me up and down.
You name dropping now?
You gonna look me up and down? I'm like, yo, I had some corny lines, so I wasn't expecting to get nowhere with that. But anyway, so Georgia Avenue, y'all remember that store? Anyway, and 7th Street is Georgia Avenue in DC. But anyway, they ran her as the candidate, and I'm sitting back going, are they trying to lose? And this is no diss to them, but it's almost like I could think of 100, I could think of 50 other women that would have been better suited, that could have mopped the floor with this guy. So I sat back and I kept saying to myself, why? Somebody really wants this guy to be back in charge. And lo and behold, now we see why. Because at first I was thinking like he was protecting himself, as far as he didn't want to be exposed in this conspiracy. But I'm in the back of my mind saying, you're a multi-billionaire. Why do you care? Like, you could just walk into the sunset, say, I resign, I'm having health issues, and you could go disappear somewhere, over in Greece or someplace. So why do you care? Now, some of the staffers said they heard him yelling in the office saying, because if this comes out, it's going to hurt a lot of my friends. So now we understand these friends are very, very rich and very powerful people, and they are pulling all the strings. And now that these names are floating out, we like, you too? Like, good God. So, hey, look, y'all, no telling who's going to pop up. But Mr. Chopra, I think I might have read like 2 of your books way, way back in the late 90s. But after a while, I started realizing that, it's a lot of spiritual gurus and hustlers, just like there are religious hustlers, And when I started listening to other gurus, they would tell you how to weed these people out. Like they would say stuff like, if they're a true guru and they're charging you money, he's like, yo, you might want to just kind of side eye that. They would say little things to, like, without pointing fingers. And I would watch people like Ram Dass literally taught a lot of people, and he gave away all of his money to charity, like his entire life. And then he got really, really sick. And then Wayne Dyer paid for all of Ram Dass's medical bills and had him living with him and stuff like that until Wayne Dyer died, So I just look at certain things like because we're born and we don't know anything. We're kind of ignorant, but in a nice way, like we're an empty shell. We don't have any programming. We don't have a lot of knowledge. And I used to always wonder, like, why is it like that? Then you have these people that have come along, professor, they have keys to salvation, knowledge, the true way of life, the truth and the facts and all these things. And they're going to tell you, but you'll notice a pattern. All these people are suddenly, they just mysteriously rich. Like they start out with rags, and next thing you know, they're living very high on the hog. And they're not really telling you anything where it's improving your life, other than if you take the message wrong, which is usually the wrong message, you're going to come off being very arrogant, walking around people. You might have seen that in your own family. We all got that one person that this fool was out here selling drugs and killing people every week. My cousin, that all of a sudden he found the Lord, and now he preaching to everybody. Like he's suddenly holier than thou. Or you got that one cousin that went to jail. He come out, he a Muslim now, and he want to tell y'all about dietary laws. And he's sitting at Thanksgiving celebrating with you, no less. But he's at Thanksgiving on his pagan holiday talking about, is it what's in the and the stuffing. You got sausage in there, or why y'all, the pork, the white man, you shut the hell up. We ain't trying to hear that, because I used to be that dude. It's very annoying. But my whole point is that we're like thirsting for knowledge. But I started to figure something out in my life as I got older, and that is we're born knowing nothing so that we can experience life in its pure form. If you knew everything at birth.
Hold on. Can I interrupt real quick? I agree with that, but it depends on who you were born to and who it depends, because we supposed to all start off equal, but from the day we are birthed, we already separate. So we can't even, that's how it's supposed to be. Absolutely how it's supposed to be. But when you're in a hospital and you don't want to breastfeed your baby, or you want to breastfeed your baby, and they tell you that they have to, your baby has to take this experimental formula and not breastfeed, and then they call the police on you. When they tell you where's your placenta, and you want to take your placenta with you because they know all the stem cells and things like that they can get from the placenta and the umbilical cords.
Wow.
So those little things, how we as black women, we don't go to the doctor by ourselves. We have somebody on the phone with us, because a young lady was at the doctor's office, and the lady, she told the nurse what she was allergic to. The nurse came in with that very drug and gave it to her. The girl said, "Did you just give me that?" The nurse stood there, said, "Just a moment," went and got a police officer, came back in there and said, "What now?" And she said, "Did you just give me this drug that is listed that I'm allergic to?" She said, "Yes." She said, "Why did you do that?" And she didn't say nothing. But she went and got the police officer before she answered her.
Wow.
So that kind of shit that I'm aware of.
I didn't know they did that. How would you tell a woman can you explain to me what reason would they have to tell a woman she can't breastfeed? Like, why?
I don't know. I think I posted it actually on my wall, the story, and that's where I had got it from. And so, of course, just life and having nieces and, knowing women who are pregnant and being to the doctor myself, this is some legit shit.
That is crazy. That is wild. Man, it must be some kind of agenda, Now I understand if a woman has an illness, they're like, you can pass this on to your baby, it's contagious. I could get, but
her whole in fact, I'll go back and I'll try to get the whole thing and put the whole story up and tell you what happened. What happened is that the woman gave birth. She wanted to breastfeed, but they said it was something wrong with her baby, and so the baby had to take this experimental formula. She said, "I don't want my baby to have it because it's experimental. I want to breastfeed." They would not let her take her baby. They called the police. They wouldn't let this woman do it. I mean, so I have to get the rest of the story, but that's the surface of it. And then it turns out they said something about the baby's eyes, and they want to do these, put these steroids in the eyes. And turns out because her baby could possibly be blind, she wouldn't let them do it. And I guess this happened a while ago. Her daughter's older now, and she's fine. So I'd have to go back on my wall, find where I saw it at, and then go back and get the rest of the story if she put anything else on it. So and I don't know if y'all heard about this one, where the lady went into labor. The doctor the doctor separated the child's head from the body and delivered the head. They took the woman into emergency, delivered the rest of the baby through cesarean, got her out. When they presented the baby, they said the baby was deceased and just had it in a blanket and gave it to her. Then whatever happened. The woman goes home. The funeral home calls the mother, and they found out that their baby's head was severed because the funeral home had called. So there's another story you can go back and look into.
Wow. Had to make some adjustments so I could see the chat from my position without looking to the side.
And what pisses me off is, as a black woman, and you as a black man, nobody can understand this kind of shit with those microaggressions. We just got a feeling we know somebody's right there. We know when we go into a doctor's office or into a bank or whatever we know, unless we are presenting and speaking, where it's gonna go. We know all this stuff, and again, but we still the fuck here. Still playing games, still coding,
That 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 is my point. Again, like I've been saying since 2020, it's all about balance. You know, um, it was weird, and I gotta get this mechanism out of my mind. As far as every time I go to speak, I'm worrying about, not worried, but thinking about what the rebuttal is going to be. And I personally, you know what, I got to get out of that, because that's just my empathetic nature. As far as like, man, I don't want to step on nobody's toes. Guess what? I gotta say what I gotta say. So I'm trying to work on that, because that's killing my speech, as far as always thinking how somebody's going to respond. It's nothing. If everybody can do what they want to do with social media in their time, then we also have a right to say and do what we want to do with our time. It's going to always be a naysayer. It's going to always be somebody that's going to say, well, what about this and what about that? Those who want to vibe at this level, they're going to find this channel, they're going to join these panels, and they're going to have these discussions. And again, live and let live. I'm all about I keep saying it over and over, I'm all about everybody doing their own thing. Again, you're going to hear pushback. You're going to hear people say, well, you sound like you this, but see, that's speculation. People are going to take your words no matter what. I could say it, I could spell it out, I could make it scroll across the screen. People are going to say what they're going to say and try to tell you what you're saying. You can't really worry about that. You just got to speak your speech. I was trying to, matter of fact, when I had the camera off, I was trying to look at some of the chat. I see Steph said a couple people went to jail and found the Lord. And guess what? And hats off. And the flip side of that, because I always believe fair and balanced reporting, you shouldn't, if I'm going to talk about people coming home being self-righteous and preaching, I also got to talk about those of you, when these people do come back home or come back to the fold or the family, and they're doing better for themselves, that you got to give them a pass. You understand what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? If your cousin comes out, he's religious, and he said, hey, y'all mind if we say grace? Hey, bro, you ain't got to like disrespect him. Everybody want to hear all that shit, that Jesus shit, blah, blah, blah. You ain't got to do all that. Just, tell, if you don't want to hear it, just tell, hey, man, hey, bro, you mind? Maybe you want to say a little silent one to yourself. We could just pause, whatever, because maybe everybody at the table ain't thinking that. And the same thing, like I've said in the past, your cousin come home, he's a full-blooded Muslim. I'm purposely mispronouncing that, Muslim.
Right.
He comes home, and this man is like, he's got his little robes together. He's praying all the time. He's doing the thing. He's clean, smell like Egyptian musk or sandalwood, whatever y'all have, Indian sandalwood. And he got a wife, and he got these little kids, and they got the Arabic names. They got their little kufis and stuff on, and they living the life, you know what I'm saying? And then we want to ride down. He comes around, and it's an attack. But Jesus is the only way, and there you go. It's always one of them in the room, the religious nutcase in the family. That's going, now you're going to talk to this brother. My whole thing is that, look, man, 8 years ago, he was out here shooting and killing people. He was out here selling dope. Like, he had pregnant women doing things, all kinds of, he was out here in the mix. And now we're going to ridicule him for where he is now, ain't hurting a soul, raising his kids, educating his children, because you got a problem with what he want to call the source of all creation. I don't know. I say,
okay, check this out.
Go ahead.
Check this out. Now, let's take what you just said and then put it applied to black people in the United States.
Break it down.
Black people, we constantly are improving. We have overcome every obstacle that they have thrown at us. We are constantly doing this. We constantly trying to hold things together. We didn't constantly help everybody out. But ain't nobody been there for us. But the ones that be screaming the loudest, what happens? That don't do nothing. All the praise, all the what's the word I'm looking for? Adulations, all of that, rewarded, and ain't did shit. Nobody sees us. We still getting judged by whatever past that they created for us, and then they tell other countries about us, and then other countries has this image about what black Americans are, but we just sit up here minding our business, trying to keep the world going, trying to make sure everybody good. But here it is, United States is saying they're God. And those are the ones that are doing the stuff to the children. But I mean, I thought it was relatable. Maybe not.
Wow. I'm just
Steffi
recentering.
Steph, my
There
my
she go.
bunny. Hello, darling.
What it do, honey bunny? What it do? What it do,
It's
Dr.
all
Bombay?
you. It's all you, honey
You know what to
bunny.
do.
Okay, go. Your thoughts on that? I don't know. Did that make sense? I know I keep saying, does that make sense? I guess I've been listening too much of that dang Professor Griff. He keep coming in my head. Does that make sense? That makes sense. So that's just throwing me all the way off because I'll be hearing him saying, "Well, what about this part? What about that part?" So forgive me. Thanks, Professor Griff, for keeping that in my damn head. That wasn't mine. But what,
No,
that
I was,
comparison? Go ahead.
oh, I missed because I was coming in the studio, so I couldn't hear y'all since I hit the link. But so I missed it. I'm sorry.
No, I was asking, you good, girl? You good? You come up here and say what you need to say. We're happy you're here. I was asking, Bomb Bunny over here what he was thinking.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But we get what you want to say. Go ahead and say it. You have the floor, my love.
Okay. No, I was just gonna rib Dr. Bombay a little bit about because it with my family, it's the cousins that you know that Merle Haggard song, "Mama Tried." And so my cousins, when they come out of the pen knowing the Lord, it's like so it took you going to the pen to find Jesus after Mama tried, Grandma tried, Mima tried, Mama tried, Aunt tried, cousin tried, sister tried, brother tried, the preacher tried, the deacons tried, the church mothers tried, but when you went to the pen, the Bible, the prison book club, the prison Bible club, the prison chaplain. That's where you found Jesus. Okay, cuz. But we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. And yeah, you say grace. You say grace this Thanksgiving. We love you. Go ahead, cuz. Go ahead. That's
When
the
it hit
frustration. I
home.
think. Yeah, it hit home
Yeah, when it hit
when
home.
Arkansas sent you down to the farm, and that's where Jesus was this whole time. Cuz okay, got you, cuz.
Stephanie, I love you so much, honey.
Yeah.
But we
Sometimes
but we know we got you. We got you.
Yeah. It's that level of frustration. Like, okay, cool. Well, Jesus is here now, so you don't. If you're looking for him again, you don't need to go back down to the farm. He's here now. He's here now. He's not. He's left the farm with you, so you don't need to go back there to find him if you miss him.
And you know something else, Stephanie, that you had said before, this is kind of off subject, but kind of not. When you said the reason you became a lawyer, you wanted to make a difference, and then when you actually got into the system, you saw how messed up it is.
Yeah, the cards are stacked against you.
That's how I feel about the United States, the country, the world. It's
Yeah,
we are told and we believe and we do, and then when we see, then we're not in a position to do shit about it. That's the frustrating part. Because again,
yeah.
my mothers, we all been here. That's what, like, y'all ain't tired of this same old movie? They just changing the names. All this information that we got out here right now, that man's still sitting up there in the White House saying, I ain't apologizing for shit. And
Right.
that racist and that, and you guys are killing babies and you're doing this, and we're all having these, I'm so mad. But yeah, ain't nothing been done. All these other countries said, you doing what? Get your ass out of here. They not even embarrassed or ashamed.
Right.
Embarrassed or ashamed.
because they know we ain't gonna do nothing.
The
You know,
and
we
so
only
and what? Go ahead.
go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
that was it for me. I'm stuttering.
I was talking about that earlier. I'm like, they know we ain't gonna do nothing because only time we're gonna show up is if a cop kills a black person, then we're gonna yell and scream, and then business as usual.
But we
I'm
did that
living
in
in
Black
urban.
Lives Matter. We did that already.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we did
Oh
the
yeah.
civil rights.
Who
Back.
grifted? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Whatever they did on the Black Lives Matter, because that organization and they got they money, but the people who were there were not grifted. The people who were there, so I don't care about who grifted the BLM, the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't care who did all that, but the people who was there meant what they meant while they
Yeah.
were there. We did that in the civil rights movement. We didn't done everything up until here. We're still here. We still going through the same thing, Jim Crow. We still doing all this. We still doing it. It's just dressed up a little bit prettier because a few of us got a little bit more money. And look at ICE. Who are the ICE agents? Are they not Hispanics? They get you to do it to your own.
That was crazy when I saw them, they put those names out, and I'm just like, see, here's the problem. I've seen this 100 times though. Those two dudes are going to, they're going to be crucified. You know, there was a case in Louisiana where this guy, the cops basically, I guess they was pulling the guy over. I don't know. And they were 2 black cops, and the guy's driving directly at them with his truck. Like, basically, I'm going to run you over and kill you. They let off a couple shots. They didn't even see or notice that his son was in the car, and his son got hit in the head and killed. And those 2 brothers are in prison. That's why I keep saying, like, what's the other guy that shot the Somalian guy that shot the Australian woman, and they got tens of millions of dollars? And by the way, you know, not making it a racial thing, you know, but the point is that you got to be careful. It is a racial thing.
It is a racial thing. Stop it.
But that's
it is a racial thing. That's our problem. We don't want to make it about race. God damn it, it is about race.
It is.
It's absolutely about race. Stop, y'all. This is why we the fuck here.
I didn't.
Ain't nobody scared no more. This is about fucking race. White people that are in power doing the heinous shit they're doing. And we sit up here saying, I don't want to be about race. It's about fucking race. They was eating us. They couldn't eat us no more. So they start eating their own.
What I was following that up with is this. When I said it's not about race, what I'm saying is definitely it is. But what I'm saying is in this context is that it's a club, okay? And it's a club that has an agenda. And you being a person of color or Latino think that you can, you know, it's not about race. I can just get into this club and somehow the perks and the benefits are going to fall on me. That's why I'm saying my whole point. It's not. The minute you shoot somebody or do something that you think that the others can get away with, it's not going to work. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is what keeps me up at night, y'all. They out here killing white people now. So if you ain't been, I know a lot of black folks, look, well, let me finish, right? A lot of black people be like, well, they done effed around and found out. Bro,
right.
I feel you on that. They effed around and found out. But yo, the minute they start disposing of good white folk, yo, we got a problem. It's bad, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I don't know about the rest of yous, but I got one eye open when I'm sleeping.
You're wrong. You're wrong though. No.
But you know, in the civil rights movement. Oh, go ahead, Teresa. Go ahead.
You were wrong about that. It wasn't the good white folk. No,
right.
It's the bad white folk. You know, like the lesbians that they don't like, and the gay ones that they don't like, or the ones that don't look like they exactly white.
Yeah, or the ones
all white people.
Or the white ones who are going along with the agenda. You know, the white ones that are going along with the agenda.
There. The ones not going with the agenda.
Because they killed white civil rights workers in the South during Jim Crow, during the civil rights movement. They killed them too, absolutely. And so because they wouldn't go along with the agenda, and so they were considered, you know, outside agitators, and most of them were, you know, were right, but you know, a lot of them wore the little hats as well, so they weren't, you know, they weren't welcome in the South to begin with. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this is a thing that's happened before. But I mean, yeah, I'm kind of torn between F around to find out, and you know, and what you're saying, and also because I've been, one of the reasons I stopped going to protests to begin with is because I saw how, like, you know, I was out doing every protest. If there was a protest, I was there for a good 15 years. But I saw how people who looked like me were starting to romanticize the shit, and they would do shit.
And shit.
Well, and they would do shit that would get other people hurt, because they weren't the ones who were going to get hurt. They'd start the shit, they'd kick it off, but then other people who weren't there to be romantic and to try to start a revolution would hold the would take the fallout from the bullshit that the white activists were doing. You know, like attacking the cops, setting dumpster fires, shit like that, and then. You know, black people get arrested for that stuff, or they get the long arm, or the you know, fist of the law would come down on people who were not the people who were like doing the bullshit. You know what I mean? And so after a while, it was like, look, I can't be around these white leftists, Antifa, whatever you want to call them, who aren't taking responsibility for their bullshit when they go out here on the streets.
Now, hey, Steph, my friends on the right always would say, yo, there's a lot of white people that get shot by cops, a whole lot every year. And that would be the rebuttal to my statement. Like, but my thing is, now it's televised. You know, I'm sorry, I've never seen, and statistically it's true, there are a lot of white people that get gunned, that get shot by cops doing these traffic stops and other things. But what I'm saying is now it's on TV.
Right. I've had a cousin get shot by the cops. I had one get shot by the cops and live, and one get shot by the cops and die. So white people do get shot by the cops, but it's not. It's like, I will be upfront. Most of my cousins were doing shit that would have gotten them shot. Like that. It was, they're playing Dukes of Hazzard with the cops or whatever, and it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, statistically, sure, but they weren't. There was like a blip in the news, right? And they weren't considered one of the good white folks. They were not good white folks. They just weren't. So they weren't nurses or activists or anything like that. That was not. So yeah, I think it's an interesting situation where and not only are they getting shot by the cops, they're getting shot by the cops at protests. And so I think it's evoking for boomers. I think it's evoking a lot of that Kent State, late 60s, early 70s, like what the fuck is going on type shit. Like they're actually shooting like nice white students out here and stuff. So I think it's sort of that legacy of that, and so I think it is shocking to the conscience. Like, did she really deserve to get shot? Whatever. And it wasn't in the course of criminal activity, allegedly, right? So, I think that's kind of an interesting situation we're finding ourselves in.
Well, to me, it's just like, what? Do anybody remember Rodney King? We talking about videos and whatnot. Do anybody remember Rodney King? We saw everything happen right then there. And what happened? What happened? They protested, they riot, all kind of shit happened. And what happened to those officers? And did it stop? Did it get worse?
No.
What was it? So again, we've seen these movies.
Right.
It's, I don't know how to word this. I don't want to get any trouble. But I would say this, man, you look around the world at examples. When we sit here in the comfort zone of America, and we look at other countries and say, well, why are these people terrorists? How could somebody strap a bomb on their body and blow themselves up? Why would somebody light themselves on fire? I said, you know what? You've never been to a position where your life is so bad that it's not worth even breathing, and to understand why somebody would do something like that. My point is, without saying it, is that what it would take is you meet crazy with crazy. Now, I've said this in the past. I said, man, Mr. Gangbanger, I said, y'all got no problem putting 400 and 500 people in the ground that look like you each year. But however, when it comes down to a true enemy, and I'm quoting Big Jake from the movie Dead Homies, when he said, now here it is, two individuals in the car, sheriff pull up behind you, you sitting in the car with 2 shotguns, 4 Tech 9s, a Uzi, and all this ammo, but when they tell you to get out and put your hands up, you do exactly what they say. How is that?
Right.
Right. And by the way, Big Jake, he got killed down in Atlanta when he was down there with Suge Knight. Something with Puffy. Y'all might have heard that story. But anyway, rest in peace, Big Jake. But he made a good point. He's like, when it's a true enemy or somebody that's oppressing you, you ain't got no heart. There ain't no firepower. But when something, I'm sorry, when that did, to answer T's question, when Brother Rodney got clubbed out there like a baby seal, in front of the whole world, what nobody was supposed to see, even though people in LA for decades been saying this is happening. Matter of fact, you can hear Richard Pryor on one of his comedy albums where he gets pulled over, pants pulled down, when he's joking about it, right? But anyway, the response was, well, for the people that were out protesting, let's just rob and pillage and steal everything. Like you said, T said, we've seen this movie before. There was no real retaliation. There was no price to pay. And I'm not inciting anarchy. I'm just saying, like, man, if somebody's making your life not worth living, then you might as well die for something, instead of just giving people an excuse to send you to prison, and put you away. So, hey, look, man, when I don't know. I don't know if brothers ready to stand up. Now there was some efforts made. There was we had the Black Panther organization that was more about politics and organizing poor people, which is why they got rid of them. If you look around, you like, damn, Nation of Islam still here, KKK still here, Aryan Brotherhood still here. All of these groups, I've said this, as long as you have a group based on a racist ideology, the government there's no harm in that. The government just says, oh, you're sowing more discord. You're keeping people divided. But the minute the Black Panthers stood up and went to poor whites, poor Hispanics, poor black people, poor Asian people, and said, hey, look, man, we're all getting effed. We need to do something. Them Negroes got to go. And you seen what happened to them. They broke up the whole movement. You know what I'm saying? Shut it down. So that's how you know if you're in a group and you're doing something. That's how you know if it's a group that really can make an impact, because the powers that be are going to come in and shut you down. If they're not bothering you, and don't get me wrong, J. Edgar Hoover did infiltrate the KKK. He caused a lot of discord within the ranks. Yes, he did, but they're still here. You know what I'm saying? And in force.
Okay,
so go ahead.
Okay. Until this is when I checked out. They elected Trump. Then we had January 6th. This man is a convicted felon. There's always been rumors of his racism. We knew his daddy was a racist. We knew the whole group was a racist. Then we find out about the Epstein stuff. Now, they had already got Epstein back a long time ago. Y'all forgot about that? Epstein had been tried, but he got, remember that little sweetheart deal they keep talking about? So Epstein, we already didn't knew all this shit. Now, so if they gonna tell us what's going on now, and it's being confirmed, and we got UFOs going on, they talking about a Leviathan, we got all this stuff going on. And ain't nothing changing. Them folks is not only, remember when being a millionaire was a thing? We talking billionaires. We got a trillionaire, but we got homeless people. So that all we talking all this and stuff. I'm so good on it. I'm so good on. Give me a second, y'all. Let me keep her up here, cause we're having the same conversations, y'all. We having the same conversations. What we gonna do?
I feel you.
What we gonna do though? What I would like to do is, since we all keep her, darling.
Yeah, it's me.
Since we all up here and this is what we talking about, and we all know or at least all of us in here, these 11 people, we all know we pretty much on the same page. So we didn't found out about Epstein. We know that we going through this same thing. They gonna just change it up from the red line to the Jim Crow. We know the prison. We know all this. So what we gonna do? You know what we gonna do? Keep on talking about it. They gonna keep on doing it. We gonna vote. We gonna have more conversations. Hey, Mikey, but what are we gonna do? What I'm gonna do is what I've been doing. Make sure my family's good. The people that I'm around, make sure they good. Make sure that when they talking to me and I feel like they need something, I'm gonna ask them, "Are you okay?" And I hope that they hear me and say, "Are you okay?" I hope that if my money is a little short, I can call one of my sisters or my mama or somebody, and they can be like, "I got you." And then if they call me, I got it, so I can give it to them. So don't nobody go without.
Yeah.
You ain't got no
Hey
toilet
guys.
paper? Somebody got some toilet paper. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Keeper.
I just wanted to say right quick, I feel that, we hold all the power. Um, we could do all the marching, all the protesting that we want. We can do it until we blue in the face. But see, those people in power, or those people that are able to make changes, they only stand one thing, and that's the almighty
Money.
dollar. So until we can wrap our minds around keeping our money in our pocket and starving their asses out, we'll never
Yes.
get anything done.
That's
See,
exactly how I
because
feel.
back in the
You ain't
60s,
getting my money.
what made them make changes was when they brought that bus system down. See, they saw that dollar disappear. So until we come to terms with that, yeah, we're gonna always keep marching. My fucking feet hurt. I'm tired of marching. You know what I'm saying? So,
And that's what
like
I'm
I
saying.
said,
Just like even this group we
Go
got
ahead.
right here. Look at this group we have right here. What is it that usually we have issues with? It's usually a financial thing. Because we can get when we realize, because we all pretty intelligent around the people that I hang around, my bunnies, we all pretty intelligent, I think. And I'm not talking about, intelligence as far as masters and all that kind of stuff. What I mean is we got a lot of common sense. We can apply and not apply. So that's where I'm going with this. So say all of us and just here, and then what we do in our cities, the same thing we've been doing. Do I really need to get that? No, I don't. Because somebody over here got it. Wait, you're not using this anymore? Do you want something new, or you want something functional? Because we can go buy something new, but for right now, can we just make it work? Do you need a new phone every month? Why are we paying $1,000 for a fucking phone? Because we allowed the price to keep going, and they don't do nothing but give you another emoji. Why are we paying $10 for some ground beef, and we don't even know if it's ground beef?
Right.
Something that I was looking at, they said that when we would grow our own food and stuff, but no, see what they did systematically is like they gave us lawns, and then we started competing, because my shit got to look better than your shit. My car got to be better than your car. But before it was like, hey Sally, you got a cup of sugar? Let's have a chat. Why Bob and Bill are at work. Now Bob and Bill is up there fucking their secretaries. And those two, they hiding liquor bottles in the damn toilet covers. They hiding their liquor bottles. But then when something goes wrong, it was their maid that did it.
Right.
So again, a lot of there's a certain section of society that is doing all the fuck shit, and then there's another part of society that's trying to keep it together and keep using our creativity to do something, but we still here.
Well, go ahead, Tim.
Go ahead,
go ahead.
No,
you go ahead. No, go ahead. I wanted to hear what you was going to say something earlier. I wanted to hear.
Is this our first fight?
I think we're having a pretty constructive conversation.
No. I'm saying when we were talking about who was going to go first, I said, "Is this our first fight?"
Oh, right.
That's why I love me some us. That kind of shit.
It's cheaper to keep it, baby. So, I was going to say, it's funny. We were talking about that, like the things that are within our power. I was just having a conversation earlier. I said, "Man, it's funny. Here it is. This guy Kaepernick. He knelt down on a football field in protest, and this man got crucified. And then all of a sudden, everybody was talking about, hey, man, we're going to not watch these games. We're going to, get him his job back. We're going to bring awareness. And yet we could not keep those TVs off. I even heard, I was listening to Tom Joyner said, hey, man, I watched like the last quarter. I'm like, bro, you talking to like you talking to 8 million people, bro. Did you really just say that? Like, if you did it, don't tell everybody you did it. You know what I mean? Now, we all know a lot of us got fire sticks and things like that. You could have just watched the game through a torrent site, and you wouldn't have gave NBC one view.
He probably was made to make that comment. He probably was made. You know
what though? I didn't even think about that. Wow.
Yeah, he was made because he knew it would be influential. He knew people watching.
We don't last. In other words, we used to have something called Black Unity. You know what I'm saying? Where if they're saying one person going to do it, we all going to do it. Now I'm pretty sure during the bus boycotts there was 1 or 2 people sitting on the bus. Yeah, I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do, but folks came together. So I'm just saying, like, if it's something simply as, hey, look, y'all, we ain't going to Walmart this week. I mean, damn, can you really just like hang on and not do it? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
think of it like this. Back then, it looked bad, or you got criticized for not doing what the masses were doing. You know what I'm saying? If we say we're going to boycott, everybody had to get on one page, one accord, right? So today it's like it's reversed. So today it's like, damn, you didn't see the game, or you didn't see that movie and this and that. So now you're getting scrutinized for not doing what's popular. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that what they're considering popular today is not beneficial to us at all. But they rather do that and not because they know they're going to be scrutinized if they don't. Oh, you didn't see that? Oh man, you on that old bullshit? Them protesting the game of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's reversed.
Yeah.
I don't know why this came to my mind, but Stephanie, I don't know. Stephanie, I love you so much, honey. This came to my head. I can imagine me and Stephanie at a protest, and it's just a bunch of us, and Stephanie's the only white girl in our group, and we start running. Stephanie ain't gonna be the typical white girl. Stephanie's ass gonna start running too, cause she know. Stephanie know.
She gonna be the first one to get hit in the head because she running with our ass. They gonna get her ass. Look, they gonna get her first.
Hey, I definitely, growing up in a law enforcement family, I was definitely like, don't be a hero. If you see people going, you go too, because there's a reason everybody's going. So don't look around. Don't try to figure it out. Just go on. Just go on.
I swear.
I think we as a whole have said.
Sadie made a joke about that. Y'all remember Sadie made a joke about that? Talking about they at the club, or they at the concert or whatever, and a few black people get up and they looking and they start running and shit. Sadie, they looking and they just start running. Don't know what the hell going on.
Absolutely.
We ask questions later.
I'm so serious. That is so funny to me. I be watching those videos. I just want to bring a little light in there. I was like, I love all these folks and stuff, but if I had to go down, who would I want with me? Who would I want with me?
You got some ride or die white folks. All of them, you know what I'm saying? Yes.
No, I'm talking about just the people that I know right here. Who would I want to be right there with me? I can definitely say everybody here, and then the people that's been in the chat, and I can see the people that I would want on my team, definitely.
Oh, I'm definitely a rider. My mom used to tell me all the time. Because my father was a Panther, so my mom was like, "There you go with that militant. You just so militant."
my mother hates that so much because she's like, she was a militant. And she hates that word militant. She hates it so bad.
Yeah.
She's like, I wasn't a militant. I was standing up for what's right.
Yeah. Hmm?
Well, we
Shout
have
out to the 10 people in attendance.
Well, it don't take one person to change something.
It's this is the boring sector standard. We hover at about between 10 and 12 people. That's all you need for this chat to flourish. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the views, it's about the quality of the content.
Absolute. That's it.
And we are putting it down.
We don't, in the boring section, we are not here for views and likes and all that stuff. What we're here is to have a place where we can do exactly what we're doing now.
Word life.
Yeah, we're just what they say, conversating and kicking the bobos.
Waiting for the Super Bowl. Y'all watching the Super Bowl?
Hell no.
I'm not really into sports like that these days. I was when I was younger, but not these days.
I watch the Super Bowl.
Me too.
Full of if it's full of Crunch Berry with some milk, almond milk.
I think if the Bears was in there, I might tap in a little bit, but yeah, no.
Who's playing anyway? That shows what I know. I'm so.
I don't know.
Wasn't it the Patriots and the Seahawks or something?
I heard it was the Seahawks was in there. And I said, are you kidding me? That's got to be a joke. The Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, but okay, cool. Let them do it.
Who are the Seahawks with? What state is that?
I think isn't it still Seattle?
Seattle.
Yeah.
Washington.
Oh, Seattle.
Honey, I told y'all before, my days is Oklahoma and Nebraska and Pittsburgh and Dallas between my mother and my grandmother. Those were my football conversations. So anything after that, I don't know nothing about football.
Where your grandma from, DMO? Where your grandma from? Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, okay. Nebraska, but family south, but we pretty
what
much
about you
here.
TMK and Steph?
You say, where's
your grandparents from? Your grandma from? Yeah, your grandparents.
North Carolina.
Missouri.
North Carolina. What about you,
North
Steph?
Carolina and Maryland, believe it or not.
North Carolina and Maryland. What about you, Steph?
Arkansas and Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama for my grandpa and Missouri for my grandma. We Alabamans too. Well, grandpa.
Yeah, Oklahoma
my
here.
family.
Oklahoma.
I grew up in. I grew up in Oklahoma after we left Arkansas.
Yeah,
y'all, I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, a lot of my people migrated to Arkansas. I've been doing this genealogy thing for the last 5 years, and I looked up. I said, "Wait a minute! If we all went north with this group of 10, 12 kids, where did the other 22 offsprings go?" And I started tracing. I'm like Alabama, Arkansas,
yeah, everywhere.
Which is weird because I've hooked up with a couple of them from Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? So it's
and you know, back then, the people, they were having huge families. You know what I'm saying? 10 plus
Word.
children,
Kids, yeah, that
12,
was norm. 8 to
15,
10.
18.
8 to
Yeah, I
10.
have a relative that had, I hate to even say it, but shit, well, it was back in the early 1800s. But there were like, I think 18 children. So they was
Yeah.
doing some popping back
Oh,
then.
dad.
So
I'm
you
sorry,
think
Yeah.
of
Jake.
all those, you think of
Yeah.
all those relatives, and then, my immediate family, we're descendants of just one of those, one, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of
We
those
all
Yeah.
over.
siblings. So the
We are
other
all
siblings
over.
got children. They're all over America, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
Most of our
Yeah.
family is in the South and West Coast. We do, and we have a couple in Michigan. We really That's about us
Hmm.
because we really don't have a. Oh yeah, we
What
do. We
part
got
of
a couple in New
Michigan?
York.
What part of
Detroit.
Michigan? Oh, Detroit.
They're
Okay.
in Detroit. Yeah. Now,
Hmm.
okay, I don't want to sound stupid, but I ain't gonna say this. I'm gonna just look it up
Come
myself.
on.
I ain't even gonna say that. No,
You
because
ain't
my
the only
public
one
school
up here
education
with
is
a
not. Nah, my
Yeah,
public
if you
school
feel
education
this,
is not gonna come out like
if you
that.
feel this that way, yeah, just look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
I
Don't
hey,
give them,
No,
don't give them shit.
no.
girl,
Right.
exposure
Exactly.
looking.
No,
I
I damn
too,
sure ain't gonna say that.
I
Keep
too
her.
have a job corps GED, and I'm proud. So no, I'm just joking. But ain't nothing wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got no college education. I'm a high school graduate, and then I did some shit after I got out of high. While I was in high school, so I.
Man, I got 4 associate's degrees. That equals a bachelor's from where I'm sitting. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah. Sure
In my
does.
book too.
I'll have I've been thrown out of some of the most prestigious universities in this country, and I'm not ashamed. I'll have
I didn't
I
even give him
flunked
an
out. I
opportunity to look
flunked
at my
out some
stuff.
of
I
the
was
best
so
ones.
above it. I didn't even want to
So,
embarrass some other students sending in my transcript, so I just went on and did what I had to do.
DMO, you said that your football was Nebraska and Oklahoma and Kansas. Is that,
Yeah.
I think so? Yeah,
My
because I
girl.
went to. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was
No,
gonna say,
I,
Grandma was all Nebraska. Mom was all Oklahoma.
is that right? Because I went to University of Oklahoma, and
Oh, for real?
we still played Nebraska back then. I don't know if we do anymore since we
Oh
moved
my
to the
God.
SEC, but yeah, we played Nebraska back then, and it was the season we won the championships. Nebraska was a big opponent of ours, and I remember they came to
Yeah.
Oklahoma and played, and it was a big game. And I
Yeah,
remember
the
all the
rivalry was
Nebraska fans.
crazy.
Yeah, all the Cornhuskers,
Oklahoma,
and
Nebraska was the rivalry.
yep, and I remember all the people chanting "Big Red Machine," the Big Red Machine, and yeah, there's been some great
Yeah.
football history there between Oklahoma and
Yeah, it
Nebraska.
is. It is huge here. It is sickeningly huge here.
Yep, yeah,
Yeah, and
Oklahoma
my grandma
too.
does a lot. Yeah, she used to do a lot of crafts, so it was Nebraska memorabilia, and every grandchild they got their
Nice.
Nebraska football shirt. Then they firstborn,
Mhm,
every newborn gets their Nebraska hoodie. So,
that's cute.
so yeah,
That's
so
cute.
it's I miss her so much.
Oh.
Hmm. What made you
Okay,
pop out
anyway,
and
y'all,
do it live, DMO?
I was
I
watching
just felt like it.
Fox, and cause when I get my chuckles, I get my chuckles. And
Okay.
Lindsey Graham was on there talking about y'all got
Oh
to dig
no.
deep in your
Mm,
pockets and give him the money.
Hmm.
And
mm,
it
mm,
made me
mm.
think, why is it the folks with the most money always want shit for free?
Always begging for
Always
money.
want you to give you something. They won't let a homeless person in there to eat
Well,
in their
that's
establishment,
how they
but they,
that's how they keep the
yeah,
money.
That's how
yeah,
they
I
get
don't
rich.
get that.
See,
Exactly.
we're the ones that don't have the money, but we're constantly spending money like we got it like that.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, black people, we will be broke as a joke, but look like we just balling on the dime. And then you got the
Yeah,
richest man walking around with a polo shirt and jeans.
yeah.
I
Steve
don't
Jobs
get
wore
that
that black
stuff.
T-shirt.
Yeah, I'm not carrying around no $500 purse with an EBT card in it. I'm not doing that. I'd rather keep my Walmart $12 purse with my $500 in cash in my purse. That's just
Hmm.
me. I'm not doing that. And then when y'all found out about they got these y'all paying these 10 and 20,000s for these gowns and stuff, and these celebrities just buying that stuff and they walking around in Target jeans.
Right. Right.
And if you
And
sitting on the
they,
bus with me, Louis down, one of us ain't making the right decisions.
yeah, I always thought that I was not going to wear them designer brands because they need to pay me. If they want me to be a walking billboard, then they need to pay me, not the other way around. If I'm going to be advertising
Uh-huh.
for them, then I need a check.
Well, everything is an advertisement. Whether you're wearing Lee's, Wranglers, whoever's making it, you're doing it.
True.
But I'm cool with paying $30 for some jeans. Now I don't mind
Right.
paying money. Like if I got an event to go to, I don't mind doing what I got to do. But me sitting around in some $500 jeans and a $10,000 purse, no, I'm not doing that. No.
Well, shit don't really blow up or become more expensive until we get on top of it.
That's
Until
true.
we
Remember
popularize
Champions?
it.
We was getting Champions at Kmart. Now
Yeah.
when I saw they wanted $30 or $50
No.
for a Champion shirt that was at
One even
Kmart.
better. Them ugly ass Timberlands when they first came out, them lumberjack
Right.
boots. That's
And
the
we
Right.
main
went with
one right there.
dresses.
Now they
Just
got every kind of
dresses.
fucking Timberland and you can think of, every type of style, every type of color. They catering to us. They know where the
Wow.
money is.
They
And
know
so
where that
that,
one
You don't
what
think
y'all was
so?
saying,
You don't
baby.
think so, TMK? You don't agree with that?
Yeah, they know what a $1.2 trillion is
Mm-hmm.
And so again,
annual.
so
They know
all
we
the
gonna spend it.
marching, all the marching we do, and all that stuff, we've done that. We gonna just do what we need to do, what we need to do, where we need to do it. So, like I said, my part is, I ain't trying to be buying no $500 cell phones. I'm not trying to be buying none of that stuff. I got food, I got shelter, and I got funds in case something pop off. And I'm happy as hell. I can spend time with people I love. I can shut this shit down and go spend time with that man. I can call one of my nieces, great nieces, my mama, somebody that's still here with me, and be all right. So
Well,
what
you
y'all
know, I
out
think
here doing, ain't got shit to
I
do
think
with us.
I think we got it good. Our generation pretty much knows all of this. I think it's the younger generation, the generations that's coming up. They need to have their coattail pulled.
Don't you talk in your family? We keep that history alive. No, this ain't how it is. No, slavery wasn't a choice. No, ain't none of that. Did black people build America? And white
Absolutely.
people reap the benefits?
We ain't reap no benefits, but
No, I said, but white people but others reap the benefit. But yet we are still considered the lowest. But we
well,
built
they're
this bitch.
manifest destiny. That's why they did their character assassination and they reclassified us.
Absolutely.
That's why we're
Absolutely.
the only people on the face of the earth that's had 7, 8 misnomers. We're the only
I
people
know.
on the face of the earth that has been renamed time and time again. You got to ask yourself why.
So again, what do they always they say? If you don't want somebody to know something, put it in a book. Like Carrie was doing the book club, and I think who else did a book club? A couple people did book clubs. We don't necessarily have to have a book club. Why don't we just like throw up on your community wall some books that you've read that you would recommend to somebody, whether it has to do with what's going on now or just something, or put it on your wall, something that you found that somebody may not know, a program somebody may not know. We can use our walls for
Well,
shit like that.
Well,
There's history in the book down here.
I've been being criticized from time and time again. But Keeper she don't consider herself black.
Why not?
Lord.
We seen you. You're
Well,
not black.
Well, that's what's been said a few times. And no, I don't consider myself black.
Okay, what do you call yourself?
I'm just an American.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, when you go out of the country, they don't call you black. They
Black.
don't.
They call you
In other
Americans.
countries, they don't use these terms. Yeah. At all. At all.
Oh,
I mean,
these
unless you
older
run up
people need to
against
stop feeling entitled and keep up with
somebody
the times
that's
and stop blaming
ignorant.
younger generation for it. Would you like to come up and tell us about that, honey? So, the older
I'm not
people
even
need
in
to
the
stop
chat.
feeling entitled and keep up with the times and stop blaming the younger generation for everything. I don't think she was blaming the younger generation for anything. I think she was stating that things are changing now, that maybe the younger generations are not listening to some of the things that the older generations have said. Just like myself, I wasn't listening to what my elders were saying, but then as I got older and started realizing maybe I should, then my attitude changed. Because when I was at whatever age you may be and you feel like that, we all gonna go through that until we get to a certain age, and not even a certain age, until we have a certain experience that we can understand certain things and we can take them out of our feelings and our emotions.
See, yeah, whoever this person is, it's a troll. Yeah, they can fall back
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
everything they said is just ludicrous. You know what I'm saying? See,
exactly.
we set the tone.
But
If it
you're
wasn't
free.
for
You're free
us,
to
there would be
spill.
no. If it wasn't for us, there would be no you. So I don't know who's teaching you or who you's listening to, but yeah, you need to find you somebody else to
girl,
listen
these
to.
older people need to. That's interesting.
They
Well,
need to
then
stop
again,
feeling entitled. What are we feeling entitled about?
I never
What's
did. You we
right?
even did.
What's right? So
Keeper
you
did.
which
agree
older
with people
people?
getting beat down and shot in the streets? You agree with that? You agree with so-called black people being at what they say the bottom of the total pole? You agree with that?
I don't think I'm
So when
reading the
did we ever?
comment.
I'm asking, when did anybody say that we were entitled? I believe the conversations that we were having was stating how we feel it's wrong to feel entitled when you haven't done anything. So
I
saying somebody is entitled,
That's
nobody's ever
a
said that.
Yeah, that's a yeah, I don't
Nobody's
yeah, that's just a
angry.
waste of
Nobody's
time.
angry.
Yeah, we can carry
Yeah,
on with our
nobody's angry.
conversation. Let them stay
Well,
down there and
welcome.
have a conversation with
Yeah.
themselves.
And
You
see,
know what I'm
that's something
which
we
saying?
don't. Excuse me. That's something we don't do over here. See, what we're doing is having an adult conversation, and when adults have conversations, their tones can change, and it has nothing to do with anger. They may just be passionate about what they're saying. So please don't bring that stereotypical angry black woman bullshit here. But you're welcome to stay and say what you want to say and have your opinions. That's perfectly fine. But nobody up here is angry. We're having conversations, and we're passionate about what we say when we speak. Go ahead, Keeper.
more so respectful of each other.
Exactly. It's just a respect thing.
Well, it's funny. That's the only thing about the social media space is there's never a shortage of trolls. I started to read into the comment. I said maybe just reading it out of context, but out of respect for what we're doing here, I decided to pass on
Mhm,
that. Like
mhm,
I
mhm.
have at least one individual that'll show up at my channel with some strange name, and then
Right.
they'll say, "Oh, that's BS." What you just matter of fact, it was even yesterday, which is funny. And they'll say, "Oh, it's just," and I want to say to the individual, I know exactly who you are, but it's cool. I mean, continue hiding. I mean, why not you know, um, just be you, why be anonymous? That's the only thing I don't like about social media. Like, it gives that platform for people to be like, basically say and do a lot of things you would not do in real life. Like, I swear, if I heard everybody that say on here they was going to slap somebody, I wish I could have just pushed a magic button and make them blink into a studio where they're standing face to face and be like, "Oh, let it come in, let's see."
Mhm,
And
mhm,
you'll see a
mhm.
whole lot of backpedaling,
Yep.
man. It's just the
See if they'll
internet. It's
say
just
that same thing to that person's face, right? Mhm.
Yeah, because I remember the dude Bosco, from LA. Everybody know Bosco
Wait,
the
hold on.
Blood.
Okay,
And
honey, we're gonna have a conversation, and you feel how you feel, darling. But we
There's a
gotta.
person that's taking what we're saying. They're offended by what we're
Yeah.
saying. Evidently, they're
Okay.
taking it personal. So we're just having a general conversation. We're not talking about anybody in particular personally. So they're down there in
Mr.
their feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You
Mission
So what we're
all
not
you
doing,
all
Impossible.
too
hold it. What we're not doing,
serious.
we're not too serious. No, that's not
So if
what's
we're too
happening. See, you're
serious, then they
telling
need to
us
go
what we're doing.
find a non-serious channel. That's all. I mean,
Yeah. So
they
we're not over
freedom
here
to
playing
go anywhere they
games.
want to go.
Yeah,
It's
we're
not
not
the
over here
troll's
playing little
mission to
childish games.
derail
We're
and
not doing that.
distract,
Yeah. And so what you're
Mhm.
doing, we're gonna
and that's what
acknowledge
we're
you.
doing. We're
We got
feeding into it.
Mhm.
no. So
We've
Mhm.
we've
okay, we're
literally
good there.
derailed the conversation.
Okay, let's go back. Don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. They can say what they want to. Cool.
See, in the
Whatever.
boring sector, for those that don't know, um, public service announcement. In the boring sector, we don't do anonymous. Like, you can be in the chat, but also if your opinions are strong, like, you're more than welcome to join the panel. A lot of times we'll even turn on cameras. We move a little differently over here. So I would say to anybody, I mean, if your comments are more than 6, 7, or 8 lines, at this point, you need to just click the link. I would say to
Mhm.
anybody, definitely type a comment, respond.
I
Hey, I
agree.
agree with that. I disagree with that, and here's why. But if it's going to the point where it becomes a back and forth and it's 10 lines later, your fingers got to be getting tired at this point. So I would say to anybody, definitely join the panel. It's quite harmless up here. You're not going to get doxxed. You're not going to get we're not going to gang up on you because some of us might even agree with what you're saying,
So
but you
evidently
won't
this
know
person,
until
I'm sorry,
you
hold on.
come through.
So this person must know a little bit because they keep saying darling, like what is that supposed to do? Oh, bless your little heart. You're going to make a video and let me, wait, what would you say? Let me make a video to cuss you out, darling. Be right back. Okay. All right.
So we're talking to somebody that's very familiar with us, but they're hiding behind a name. See, that's the thing. That's the thing,
Wow.
though. We
Okay, well, with this person, because I felt like it.
Okay. So anyway, and you see what happens when there's always something going on. There's always some kind of individual who's so affected by it that they have to come in and then try to start something where nobody's even, kind of there. And so we all kind of looking like, wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. They're not,
Yeah, that's crazy.
spamming the chat like that is unnecessary. State your claim. Say what you got to say, and if, like TMK said, if you want to go expound on it or go a little further, join the chat. But then to sit here and say what they're gonna do as if they're gonna threaten you by a video, yeah, no, bounce.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And that's why this is the boring sector. And, we ain't nobody, again, 2026. So you come into my chat, and the very first thing you say is these older people need to stop feeling entitled and keep up with the time. So you come in being disrespectful.
Hmm.
And then you continue and you call us old bitches, and we need to not feel entitled.
Oh, I didn't even see that part. They called us old bitches too.
Mm.
Ooh, oh my
Who are
goodness.
the old people who has a problem with younger people? I didn't even hear. I don't even know what context that is.
We're not
That's
done.
why I
We're not
said they
done.
took it personal. That's why I said they took
Who
it
said
personal.
something about young people?
All I said was that we need to make sure we're teaching the younger people, our experiences, or paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly what I said, but it
Yeah.
was something
So,
on that level.
And then they
so
said
then
they're
that's
not a
older
troll. They're
people
just
taking
speaking their opinion.
responsibility.
Okay.
So
And now they
then
said,
that would be,
go ahead.
go ahead. That would be
No, you go
older
ahead.
people speaking. That would be older people accepting responsibility for younger people. So the comment is out of context, or it might have been completely, I don't know, independent. I don't know. Definitely not worthy of the time. At this point, definitely
And I
hit
guess,
the link. But you're gonna have that because look where we got to also remember. Although this is like a subsection of the of BlackTube where we are now, but we also got to remember where we are because there are going to be people. Again, there's nothing going on. There's none of the controversial stuff
yeah.
that we all tune in for is going on. So you're going to have the people are going to change their jacket, put the dark glasses on and the hat, and show up and try to create discord. That's going to happen. But we got to just be diligent and be like, you know what? We're not going to shift the energy, and we're going to keep on building until we get tired and go to work on our deltoids and trapezius,
Hmm.
dorsi muscles, until we latissimus dorsi. All right, I'm all over the place. I'm just like with these muscles, but anyway, definitely exercise, drink a lot of water, work out. I was saying something earlier, but I forgot
You
what it was.
were. Okay, cool. I
Yeah.
was about to ask if I could show him the door or show her the door, but it looks like Keeper got him. So, cool.
Yeah,
I
the
guess, like you say,
disrespect. I can
Definitely.
yeah.
accept or handle anything other than disrespect. You know what I'm saying? When you start
And
being disrespectful, that's when, yeah, you pretty much cross the line with me.
Yep, I agree. I was going to get him.
Hmm.
and then you say this, and then you say we too serious, and then you say no, you're offended clearly, and then you say, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go make a video on you. What? That escalated quickly. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right. That's what
back to
did
what
it.
we were
Yeah.
talking about.
Hmm.
Back to what we were talking about.
Well,
Yeah, that'd be okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I know,
that'd
girl.
be
Well,
fine.
girl, honey, like I said, did you hear the beginning of what I was talking about? I'm laughing at what the hell going on, and we got motherfuckers running this country that are doing the things that they are doing, and you worried about something like that, dear, my dear, honey. Hope you get to become an elder. It's a privilege to be able to live this long. Some of us didn't make it to 8. Some of us just barely got out the womb. Some of us did not wake up and somebody is planning a funeral as we speak.
Some didn't make it out the womb.
So there we go. So, if that's what you choose to do, going to different chats and doing stuff like that to get a rise out of people, honey, we got bigger fish to fry. And you cussing me out in a video, oh my darling. What's that supposed to do for me? Your friends gonna have a laugh. I'm not gonna see it. The people that fuck with me gonna be like, oh wow, it was funny. And they gonna move on. But again, do you? We all have choices. Lord, I swear
That part.
These children. Honey, some things don't affect others like you think they do. Because YouTube don't make or break a person. Unless you have that mentality. Because you told me who you were when you said, let me make a video to cuss you out, darling. Okay. You want me to come and watch you? You want me to come in the comments? What you want me to do with that?
Oh, so you know this person.
I don't know, but they know me. So evidently they saying darling because that's what I do. So, I mean, do what you got to do. And how I respond is how I respond.
Have you been doxxed on here before?
Oh, absolutely. Honey, I couldn't have been doxxed. When I said I was doxxed, it's because my picture was put up without my permission because it was used for malicious purposes. But I cammed up when I was first going on Star stuff. I would cam up because I would have a mask on with the little lights that I thought was so cute because I don't trust you motherfuckers. And so I had my face partially covered up.
I've
and
never
you see
seen
what happened. And then when I did accidentally come up, instead of start being the person I thought she was, she decided to just keep it in. The first time I said something she didn't like or whatever happened, then my picture got put out, and then the fraud warriors got a hold of it. And then all of a sudden, me and my sister are the ammonia sisters, all that mildew shit and all this other kind of whatnot stuff.
Wow.
So what you said and what you just did, the only thing it did was piss me off in this moment. Because I don't understand that ridiculousness. Because we don't play like that. Y'all do. So making videos and doing all that other kind of bullshit, that's what we did in this sector. So again, I know what I look like. I know who I am. I got shit that's on my mind, honey, that would probably fuck your whole world up if I told you. And I wonder if you would be able to handle it. So go make a video if you need to. Anybody that sees my videos, anybody that goes back to any of my lives, if I have said something that offended you or pissed you off, okay. I said what I fucking said. We are all fucking adults around here. We're not in high school. We're not in college. People can say what the fuck they want to say. And if you don't like it too goddamn bad, go on to the next person. Go to the next chat. But coming over to disturb and get seen and start shit, ain't nobody on that type of time anymore. When fuckery comes around, it comes around and it's organic and hey, we laugh, we giggle. But this kind of shit, just jump into a chat to start something, honey, we too old for that. We're elders. So do what the fuck you gotta do, and then I do what the fuck I need to do to make sure I'm good. Whether that's ignoring it, confronting you when you do the video, or taking it offline. Whatever I fucking need to do at that moment when I feel like it is what I will do. So please understand that. I'm at the point of my life where I give 3 fucks about anything or anybody except for those I care about. Because we have people running this goddamn country that are killing children, molesting children, and they worried about whether or not a bill is going to be paid. They are shooting people. They have been shooting us for eons, for decades. And we keep talking. And you think it's cute to come into a motherfucking chat when we talking about shit like this? Because it's cute? Honey, we don't have time for that. Take that energy, take your ass out there and then protest. Call your congressman. Write some letters. But find you something to play with that would benefit somebody other than your pride or your ego. We're not there anymore. We moving forward and moving on. All this backwards ass bullshit, y'all go find y'all some place to play. But leave us over here and around in these communities that's trying to do the right thing to make this world someplace where motherfuckers are not killing children and shooting people because of the color of their skin, because they can't get their life together, so they gotta take their shit out on somebody else because they shit fucked up. We're not doing that. You got something fucked up in your life that you gotta hurt somebody else. Get your shit together, because people ain't playing. You gonna walk up on the right one, and today I feel like the right one. So will somebody else take this floor before I get beside myself?
All
Let
right.
my words be heard.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
And we have it for fun fact. Fun fact. Did you know that every vest that Stephanie owns has a layer of Teflon in it? Yes. For those of you that didn't know. Even those satin shimmery looking ones, they are lined with a Teflon layer just in
and
case.
extra reflections.
Yep, and some of them are even plate carriers. I even have some that have built-in plate carriers, and so in the back. So yeah, I'm pretty mailed up. I'm pretty good on that. So if you ever see one that kind of looks like it has a square in the back, I got a plate carrier. That's one of the ones I got a plate carrier in. So
Well, I know out here, I'm driving home from work and it's dark as all get out outside, and I see a dark figure walking, and I can't see the shit until I get close up on it. They need that damn jacket you got on.
They need that because I'm like, damn, the nighttime driving.
Yeah,
what the fuck is that?
I can't see shit until I get right there up on them. Like, damn, that's a person walking. They need that damn reflector jacket on you got on, Stephanie. And some reflectors, shit.
Hey.
I was going a whole nother way. When you said nighttime driving, I was like, oh my God, I gotta hurry up and get my prescription changed because that nighttime
Put some shit on where I can see your ass.
There are people, it annoys me the fuck out of me when you're in a place that has sidewalks and there are people in the street running, especially if they're not running, but they're pushing a stroller or they got an animal with them, and they're in the street instead of on the sidewalk. And I'm thinking, why did we build the sidewalk if you're just going to be in the street any damn way? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Okay, that's all the little things that piss us up. And those little things, why
wait a minute.
Paying taxes?
Y'all know what pisses me off? When I'm sitting on my patio, y'all know what irks the shit out of me?
What?
Y'all, they say, I'm going to walk the dog. Why the dog walking the person? They are not walking the dog. The dog is walking them.
The dog
well, I guess my dog could take me out for a walk. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, no,
every time you look at somebody walking a dog is ahead, is in front. So who's walking?
Right. Yeah, if intelligent life saw us from outer space, they would not say that we were walking the dog. They'd be like, the dog is walking them, and the dog must be more important than the human.
Right. And if the dog decide he want to run, guess what? The
You're running too.
They running too. I've seen that so many times out here. And then they got to yank the dog to make them stop. Go ahead, Teresa.
Stop telling people that that's your service dog when you just attach to your dog. If you got a service dog, you don't tell your service dog to sit, come here. Service dogs don't work like that. You just want to bring your baby in the store. Stop it. Right.
No, I knew some people who we have quite the community here in Austin. Austin is, the motto used to be keep Austin weird, because Austin was a weird place for a long time. It's a little bit more mainstream now that all the Californians moved here from Silicon Valley, but it used to be very sort of like hippie, music, capital of the world, yada, yada, yada. And we had quite the community here of people with unusual service animals. For example, one still has, he's quite prominent in sort of, several subcultures here in Austin. He has a service iguana. The iguana the iguana sits on his shoulder, and he calls it his service iguana. And he has sued the city of Austin several times under the ADA for denial of access because they won't let him bring the service iguana in the government buildings.
Wow.
That's weird, right?
Okay.
That's
That's
unusual, isn't it?
On a service
Yeah.
goose, a service bunny, a service
Right. I think
rooster.
I think he might be the only person on Earth who has a service iguana. I could be wrong about that, but that's not something you hear every day, I don't think.
Nah, I've never heard of that.
Exactly.
Thank you, Doctor
Exactly.
I'm sorry, honey. Thank you, Bomb
Wow.
Buddy, for hanging with us.
Interesting.
And he said he gotta go work
Well,
on his
maybe he was an old
deltoids.
man entitled. This old
Yeah, he
folks
was.
entitled.
Well, he's been around for a long time, so there's no way he's under 30. And so a lot of these newer, the newer generations consider if you're over 35, you're an old person. Well, I guess they've probably been saying that for a long time. I know when that's not a new thing that people say. But yeah, he's definitely over 35 because he's been around a long, long time doing these iguana shenanigans. So he probably is entitled. He probably is entitled to his service iguana, and that's just an old person's thing. To be entitled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What it
Yeah.
uh, okay. Y'all, remember when I first came here? I told y'all I had came on because I was laughing
That
at that
remind me, I'm just
Lindsay dude.
preparing my
ahead.
lunch. Well, late afternoon lunch.
What you having?
Next, you guys there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Oh, okay.
You said you was
Okay.
ready to make
Nobody's
lunch.
saying nothing. Where Bombay at? Oh, did he drop
Oh
down?
yeah, he said he had to go work on his deltoids.
Okay.
So thank you, Doctor
Yeah, I guess he
Bombay, for
dropped down.
joining
Yeah, but that was
us.
like a light little jokey joke.
What y'all have for
Hey,
lunch?
ladies, I gotta go to work on my deltos. I
Okay,
really
honey.
enjoy your time. Okay. All right. Peace out, Bombay. Yeah, he did. I'm late. I was in the kitchen.
Lorna says she saw a picture of the
Saw
man
the
with the
picture.
iguana. And now, did you just look for it? Because he's all over the internet if you look for him. Or did you see it like in Canada just randomly? Because I would love to think that he's been talked about all the way in the Great White North over there.
That's crazy.
So did you just find him when you Googled him just now, or have you seen him before, Lorna? Because I'm hoping that you've heard about him before. I'm gonna wait for her to answer.
Oh, Stephanie, remember when you was talking?
I
was
mean,
telling you
but
about.
what could a iguana do as a service animal? I mean, what,
Yeah, nothing.
right,
That's why.
exactly.
Yeah, that's why the city of Austin is always like, dude, that ain't no service iguana. Stop it. Stop it.
I mean, because they're not even trained,
No.
for those purposes at all.
No, the iguanas are not trainable, as far as I know. I mean, maybe for I don't know if the ones they use in movies and stuff, if those are trained, because I think most of the time animals they use in movies, they have some sort of, handler or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I doubt he's trained his iguana to do any sort of services for him.
It's not funny. I
Well,
mean, to each his
in that
own,
case,
but
he need to get some
hello,
service animal
can y'all hear
papers. I'm
me?
sure they have those.
Yeah, but I don't think they could. I don't think you could certify a service iguana.
My
If I had to
mic?
guess,
Hmm.
I can hear you, Teresa.
Oh, okay, my birds are back.
Oh,
Well,
yay!
with service animals, don't the owners
Well,
get
one of them is
papers
back.
to show that their animal is actually a service animal?
You're
Service dog,
supposed
what have you?
to. You're supposed
Hmm.
to. Yeah, you're
Right.
supposed to. Yeah, yeah. But there's some case law that says that you can't be denied your presence of your service animal if you haven't gotten the documents yet, because it's an ADA violation. But I think it's pretty specific. It's very fact sensitive. There's only certain circumstances in which that would apply. See, she saw about
Hmm.
it on a travel show. See, the dude is famous.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
y'all.
looking at it too. So it says after passing all of her tests, she has become the world's first support iguana. Miss
Damn.
Charlene got on a vest and everything. What is this?
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I guess
Wow.
persistence.
Yeah.
Persistence.
Well,
I guess.
Hmm.
good on Julian.
Stephanie, you seem stunned. You like, well, here we go.
I mean, I'm not surprised because the dude is very dedicated to the service iguana. He has fought and fought and fought the city of Austin over, not letting him bring his service iguana in. So I'm not surprised. I
Good for
guess,
him.
good for him. Yeah, good
Yeah,
on you,
fight the
Julian. Good
system.
on you. Yeah.
That's it. You believe in something, keep fighting. But sometimes you keep fighting from your living room and just don't give people your money. That's how you fight too. Just don't
That's
give me your
right.
money so we can get back to normal. Whatever normal would be for us. Whatever this ain't.
I was trying to
So
see what other type of odd animal could somebody claim is
to
a
be a service
service
animal.
animal.
Well, would it be would emotional support that would be considered? So if maybe the iguana is not much
Hmm.
a physical disability he has,
That's
but
odd.
maybe it's
That's
emotional.
odd.
It is some sort of emotional or mental health type
Mm-hmm.
service. Yeah, because you can't. You can't see his disability. It's not perceptive. From just looking
Right.
at him. Yeah.
And you can't see all disabilities
Right.
either. That
Yeah, I
should be
did
pissing me
see.
off.
I saw
I hate
him.
that.
I saw the man and I saw the iguana on his shoulder.
Yep.
But it didn't give any details about it. I was sitting here trying to find clingy iguana chases owners around the house to get attention. Okay. Oh, they like these iguanas, huh? Wow, wow.
Don't they eat iguanas too?
Oh boy. Okay, there's quite a few people just got them.
Oh, is that right? Wild.
I
Wow.
guess he started something. Well, good for him. Like I said, it
Wow.
only takes one person to
Yeah.
change some stuff.
Well, I guess I'm gonna jump down. I've run out of things
Yeah.
to say.
Okay,
Yeah,
honey.
yes, Teresa.
Well, I was trying to say that. Well, I appreciate y'all coming, but it's been 2.5
What
hours
is the
almost, and I
chat
just came up
saying
here to talk.
anything? Let me go over here.
The last one was Lorna's when she was saying the
Okay, just
travel
Lona
show,
talking about some travel show in Austin,
the iguana. Hmm.
showing the best places to eat and listen to music.
Well, I kind of screwed up,
Okay.
y'all, because I was only supposed to be here for a few minutes because remember I had to call
Huh.
AAA to go get my car started.
Okay, well, Miss
But
Steph, I'm gonna leave you up here to hold it down for Teresa.
okay,
Okay,
well I
Cooper.
just said y'all, I
Okay,
gotta
talk
go
to you
too.
later.
Love
I
you,
think she's
darling. Thank you
behind.
for coming
Okay.
up.
Is
Bye. Bye,
she?
Keeper.
Okay.
Okay, keep her. See you later. Okay, Steph, go. We gotta keep it
Already.
going because like I said earlier, I had came up here because I was laughing at Lindsay begging for money. I was like, you got 900 figures in your goddamn account. What you asking for money for?
Right.
And I was gonna chill with y'all for a bit and then call AAA. Now it's been two. It's almost 4 o'clock. So
I know. I know. I know. And I got to get my ass in gear for tomorrow. So, okay. So how about you go call AAA and I'll try
yeah,
to salvage what I have in my weekend, and we'll regroup at some point in the future.
we absolutely will because we see each other somewheres.
That's right. That's
All right,
right.
my darling.
All
All right,
right.
my
All
bunny.
right. Love you. Love you, honey
I
bunny.
love
Bye
you. I love you, honey
bye.
bunny.
Bye.
Thank you so much for coming up. Thank you, Keeper. Thank you, Bombay. Dr. Bombay, my bomb buddy. Really appreciate you all coming in and those who are up there in the clouds and doing all what you do. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And like I said, hope you got something out of it. If not, okay, cool beans. So my sandwich was in here too. So vibrant, Lorna, slender, beautiful, the bestesses. Of course, Keeper. Did I say slender? Yes, I said slender. Lorna, my darling. A brother of a certain age. We're looking forward to another conversation with you. So thank you for coming in. Of course, like I said, my sandwich. It was so good to see you. My sandwich. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope everything is good with you. I hope everything is good with everyone. Everyone is just, making sure that they maintain what they need to maintain. Young Riaz, thank you, honey. Good seeing you again. I haven't seen you in a second, so it was good. Thank you for dropping in, darling. I love you. Well, if you don't know, I do. Mikey Mike, hi, darling. Thank you for coming too, honey. And this person, do you, but you know, okay. Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, so again, thank you all for joining us in, and hello to my darlings in other sectors. Always good seeing you guys. And I'm going to go and take care of my vehicle and figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. And I guess I'm just going to be chilling the rest of the night. And I guess I'm going to see y'all somewhere. Y'all have a good, take it a second at a time if you have to. Because at this moment right now, honey, I got to take it a second at a time. All this bull crap going on all in these here societies and stuff. Folk don't understand good and don't understand evil. Like they can't tell the difference. Right, wrong, good, evil. I don't know. Anyway, but do what you can to make somebody smile. And if you can't make somebody smile, you know, don't do shit to piss somebody off on purpose. You don't know what they going through. They could have just lost they pet or some, or a family member, and you coming up with some old bullshit. Go find you something to do. Or not. You know, you got choices. If that's what you get off on and that's what you like to do, make sure you're good at it. Just make sure you're good at it. Maybe if you piss enough people off, they'll pay attention to you, and then you can get a really great show going. Okay, so, whatever. So, y'all have a good one. Enjoy the Super Bowl for what that's worth, if that's what you into. And again, I'll see y'all somewhere. Have a good one.
Stop. Right there. I never said that life was fair.